Yeah, and we're good.
Hi,
How we doing?
I'm
How we doing,
good.
boys?
I'm Mooks. We talked last week. This is you can you're Hunter. You
I'm Hunter. Yeah, I make
Your
videos
audio's
on
fucked.
what?
what?
Audio broken.
Okay,
Can't hear
one second.
him.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Someone killer
Yeah, just
in
with hammers,
Minecraft.
kill me
Yeah.
in Minecraft, real life Minecraft. Uh, why would it be broken? Can you hear Hunter on my stream?
No.
Are you
I
talking
hear
to
you.
me?
I
Ah!
don't hear him.
That's so awesome. I love that. I love that so much. I'm so sorry. New streamer moment. New streamer moment.
Unbelievable.
Oh wait, I think I can fucking fix this. Oh shit. Okay. Say words, please.
Hello. I'm saying words.
Okay.
I can
Um,
count for. I can just keep saying things if you'd
husband,
like.
confirm please if audio is working.
Yep.
Yay! Okay,
Beautiful. We love it.
let's try again.
We love to hear it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mooks.
I'm Hunter. Um, I make videos on TikTok. I make politics videos. I talk politics. That's kind of the big thing. I've got a degree in philosophy. I'm working on a degree in math. I love linguistics. I love housing policies. I love. That's about it. I love other things. I love my friend Mook's here.
Ah. I love you too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done a lot of things like publicly on the internet. Yeah, I guess I do like sex work stuff is the main thing. But I play Osu on my stream and I talk about things I care about sometimes. Trying to do that more. That's why I'm here with you. Trying to flesh out some of the things I've been like thinking about for a while, but like I don't usually talk to people because like I don't want them to like judge me. But like I'm doing it, I'm putting it all out here. This
I'm
is
gonna
like the
and I'm gonna judge her
yes.
for it, and
Yes,
we're gonna
judge me,
have
judge me.
yeah, and that's all
So
society's really is just a constant judging each other and then self correction as we all just sort of figure out what we can
yeah.
skate by with.
Yes, please. So I've
So
already shown you my notes for today, just so
yeah,
that there's
I
like
didn't.
continuity.
We haven't talked. Yeah. So this is mostly going to be responding to some of the stuff we talked about last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to go,
Um.
yeah. What would you
Yeah.
like to talk about? You gave me the notes, and I said I have a lot to say, but I'm not going to share them right now because we'll wait. We'll wait for in
Awesome.
stream. Yeah. So.
Yes. I have the notes. I have the notes. So I'm just gonna read the first thing on it. So
Mhm.
last time that we talked, you described a scenario in a book where a woman and her 4-month old daughter are about to be captured and
Mhm.
enslaved.
I believe.
Life of enslavement.
Yeah, I believe it's Beloved by Toni Morrison.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the plot real quick because I didn't read it. My
Right.
wife told me about this, but yeah.
Okay. While you're looking at that, I'll read the rest of this. Mother kills the daughter to save her preemptively from the life of enslavement is like the main. That's the beef. That's the point. Of
Yes.
like why I'm bringing this up or why you
Yes.
brought it up also.
I
But
brought it
like,
up. I brought it up to sort of demonstrate how almost it's gonna sound a little bizarre how pro life I am, right? Like how interested I am in like preserving humanity, and I'm like I think even in those circumstances, I mean I very deeply empathize with her. Like I totally understand why someone would make a decision like that. I'm not. I don't.
yeah,
But I think if I were in that position, I think that I guess if I guess the point I was making is that if I had the option to murder a bunch of slaves, I would choose not to.
yeah,
If that's the option, keep them alive. Or obviously, freeing them would be the better one. But
obviously,
but not in the face of not that option. I think that it's very understanding. But yeah, I really care about human life. I really care about preserving. I think there's a lot of beauty when it comes to living, and preserving that is a really important thing to me.
Okay. That's okay. So already I'm like, I don't, we might be on like totally different,
Go for it.
like, okay. Cause that's, I already wrote like so many things where I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. So first, actually, wait, oh my God. So I need to, the first thing I wanted to ask you before any of that,
Okay.
does it make sense to you? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So before we talk about that, so are you religious currently?
No.
Okay. And so you don't consider, is it, you don't consider yourself like any type of like spiritual
No.
or
I'm
nothing like
pretty
that? Atheist.
anti kind of all spiritualism, largely speaking. I'd probably
Okay.
consider myself an agnostic.
I think I am too, yeah.
Okay.
I usually think it like puts people in like a bad, like predisposes them to like uh bad stuff, to even like
I actually
entertain things like that.
I disagree.
Really?
I'm
Why?
agnostic. I've used this example a couple times. I don't know enough about Marvel, so this I might be butchering this metaphor. But you seen Captain America? Okay, well, in it, there's like a serum or something. There's like a juice.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how it works. I've seen it once, like forever ago. It's like you give it to a you give it to a good person, and their good traits are going to become essentially like heroic. Like they're going to become
Yeah.
very strong, and that's what they inject Captain America with. But then the villain also got injected with that same serum, and he became very bad because he had bad traits. He became like villainous because of
Yeah.
it. And I do think that about religion. I think that it has a tendency to intensify your pre-existing emotions or pre-existing beliefs or pre-existing thought patterns. Because I obviously there have been like crusades in the name of religion, and there have been horrific things that have been done to religion. But also MLK was motivated because he read the Bible and he's like, God is commanding me. I have a mandate from heaven to ensure equality for my people. And when you get that mandate that God is commanding you to do something, I think you would move like you become so much of a better person. You become so much more motivated to do those things when you have that belief system instructing you.
Yeah.
So I usually see it as an intensifier and really don't make claims on whether or not it's like good or bad. I think that it's bad for bad people, and I think it's good for good people. I think is the best way I'd put it.
That
Actually,
makes sense.
th-
I've never thought about that before. I've never like entertained that idea. What were you gonna say?
I this actually I just did this debate with someone who was he was like a textualist Bible. It was like basically the debate was like, was the earth 6,000 years old, or is like the Bible
Okay.
true? And he took the stance, like hard stance. It is 6,000 years old and God commanded me. And he had the most absurd beliefs. Like he really did like really believed like everything in the Bible was true.
Yeah.
Um but he also spent like 30 minutes during the debate lambasting his audience for using Sodom and Gomorrah to weaponize against gay people. And he's like, that's not
Oh,
what is written in there. You homophobic, like, Puritans, you're like, like to them, they were oh shit, it's been a while since I've done my reading. Pharisees, right? He called them, like, essentially Pharisees. And like he owned a soup kitchen for homeless people, and he's like, that's what Jesus taught, and like I was like, you're such a beautiful good person. What you believe is ridiculous. I do believe that what you think is ridiculous, that like evolution isn't real and the earth is 6,000 years old. That's pretty damn ridiculous. But
like his heart is in it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like what I'm gonna make fun of this dude, like I mean
Yeah.
I will, but
Just
but I understand.
a
I like
little less.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. I'm like, look, I don't even want to take the religion away from you. Like, not that I could, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Um, I don't know. I really do. I see a lot of good that religion does, and I see a lot
Yeah.
of community that happens as well. That's a big thing as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty like far on this where like I'm pretty like Reddit, Fedora
Sure,
tipping.
You're like,
Uh
they're
I
destroying.
associate it with like the same type of brain rot that like conservatives fall down with like the QAnon shit where I'm like, it's like the first building block to that. Like, and so for that reason, and for also the reason that I feel like you can swap out religion with like something that doesn't involve like maybe entertaining what I would call like delusions. Um, yeah, I think you can get community out of like sports and like other things.
Yeah, this is.
and like greater purpose you can get out of like still community, like friends, like
Yeah, this
I
is
don't know.
this is gonna be something that you might make fun of me for. That a lot of people have made fun of me
No.
for. Famously, well, no, if you find it dumb, make fun of me for it. You might find it
Okay.
dumb. Um, I just had a conversation with Micah. I don't know if you know Micah or fan, but he's a buddy of mine. I love that man. He's so
I don't think
fucking
so.
great.
Not by name.
Sure. Uh, he's a. We talk a lot about philosophy. Um, I'm like a total skeptic when it comes to essentially any positive claims we can make about the universe or the world or anything. And in one hand, I do believe that the person who like, okay, here, let me give this as an example. I
Yeah.
just because I use that guy as an example. That guy I was talking to, I remember going like, there are discrepancies between Matthew and Luke about when specifically Jesus died. One was saying Passover, the other one was saying a day after Passover, and it seems like they're actually motivated to choose Passover because it would make more symbolic sense to sort of prop up this idea that he's a savior. I'm like,
Yeah.
why, if the Bible is so correct, if it's 100% correct, it's ordained by God, why would they have these discrepancies? And he literally said, so that God gives you a reason to shake his fist at you, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, first off, that is a little dumb. That's a little dumb that you're
Yeah.
like, but also maybe God is weird and wants that. Like maybe he's right. Like I cannot prove that he's wrong. I can't. Maybe God's a weird guy who's like, yeah, let's throw some weird shit at him and see if they if they freak like you know what like I
Yeah.
really don't I'm almost against the idea of any total like objective claim. Like I am a deep radical skeptic and I'm like maybe he's right. Maybe God did make the world 6,000 years ago and put dinosaurs down here to confuse us. Just to freak us out. Like
Okay, like
it's an
basically
unfalsifiable claim and I try to avoid those, but it's also like they're unprovable by necessity.
yeah. So like I feel like I've thought about this like a long time ago, and then because I was like, how do I know that anything that I like know is real? And then
Yeah.
like basically what I feel like I basically agree with you that like you can't know that, but like you have to like choose how to act, like what to
Yes.
act on.
Yeah, do you know what an axiom is? Have you ever heard
Kind
that
of.
term?
Yes,
I'm a
kind
big
of.
math guy. I'm a big math guy. And in math,
Okay.
there are these things called axioms because actually we figured out a while ago cuz everyone was just like, well, it's objectively true like math. But it turns out when you kind of build math, you have to start with sentences that
Yeah.
are unprovable. And you actually just have to start somewhere and you just have to accept them to be true and they can't be proven.
Yeah.
In most it kind of depends if we're using like arithmetic or geometry, but like some examples are like lines exist. That's just a thing we just sort of
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
as granted and is impossible to prove otherwise. Um, I don't know. I could go down the list of it, but there's dozens of different axioms, um, and it's just shit that you just sort of have to accept. And
Yeah.
I think this way about like how I choose to live the world, that like I just accept without reason that human beings are worth caring for. That like human life should be preserved. That's like my
Okay.
axiom. There's no way to prove that. I couldn't prove that to an alien. I couldn't prove that to a psychopath. There's not like a there's no I just accept it and then I believe it and it's true and then it's true for me and then I just sort of and I feel so passionately about it because that's my starting place. That's the one thing I know about the world, or not know about the world. The
That
one
makes
the one thing
sense.
I accept about the world,
Yeah.
and it I tend to choose that system because it's useful, because it tends to make me happier, and that's really all our moral systems are unfortunately trying to do is
Okay, then
just yeah.
this is I should hold on, should I
No, go for it.
Okay,
Go
I'm
wherever
just
you want.
fuck the thing I wrote. Okay,
Fuck the
so basically
notes. Yeah.
fuck the notes, fuck the notes. So would you make an exception to that in the moment? You're saying okay, so you were saying to answer the hypothetical that like in the moment you don't know if you would like kill the baby to save it, but also you don't know if you would kill any slave to like
Well,
save them from anything because you think that their life is still worth
yeah, I tend to take the position like my utilitarian calculus is telling me that life is worth preserving. Therefore, I wouldn't take the beloved choice and murder slave children. That's
yeah.
something that I would choose against. However, I understand the inclination to do so. Also, if you're tuning in, by the way, it's a slave mother who's killing her daughter. It's not just, I'm not saying, whatever. That could be taken out of context easily.
Okay, this is true. This is true.
Um, I'm not, okay. I understand that inclination. I'm very sympathetic to it, but I would choose otherwise. And I don't
Yeah,
have the hubris to say I have the ultimate system. I'm willing to rearrange my system, but I do think that I'm right, and I do think that
yeah.
like if I take
Obviously, you should. Yeah,
yeah, if I take for granted this idea that life is worth preserving, and also I think that when we look at like texts from slaves, the very few of them because they were unfortunately not taught to read, but
yeah.
like I do think that like there's like slave chants and there's a life worth like they were happy together as a community. Obviously, they would be happier if they were free, but I do think
Obviously,
that that life is still worth living. And
yeah,
I go to pretty extreme, drastic situations to which I say, actually, this life isn't worth living. And
yeah.
I would
But
say
there is a point, right?
yeah, I mean, if you're like
Okay,
85 years old and you have splintering pain and you're literally gonna die in a week, and it's like we're basically you're being tormented for a week just to keep your life going. Yeah, I get it. We're just gonna have to call it, and that's unfortunate. That's like it does hurt, and it's a hard
yeah,
decision, and I hope it's a hard decision to take a life, but yeah, of
yeah,
course I recognize there are situations in which it's better for someone to not live, but it's very very drastic and dramatic that I would have to get to that point. And I think my bar is lower than anyone I've ever met.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, obviously, like, mine is probably like a lot different.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And like
So, yeah.
no, no, no. I just want to say like I recognize I'm a little crazy how far deep I go down.
No, it's okay. I definitely think I'm like far off from the norm from like most people that I speak to too. So it's cool to be able to flesh it out.
Sure,
So
sure, sure.
the reason why I brought it up is I want to know like um so it feels like you're answering that like you I don't know if you personally would you personally make exceptions to this preservation of human life thing like you would probably kill in self-defense if you literally had to and it was
Sure.
really easy and there was no other means
Yeah, I
and you have other
recognize.
people that depend on you and like all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
other
yeah.
things so
I
like
mean, I recognize first and foremost that I mean, like, we can use a lot of different examples, but like, yeah, someone comes up to try to shoot me and I've got a gun there. Yeah,
yep
I will kill in self-defense. But I will say that um a society also sort of functions and fluctuates best when we sort of uh don't how do I say this? I also care about societies thriving.
yeah
And it seems like when we yeah, I mean, I look, it's a hard decision, right? That like
obviously yeah
that it's one life versus one life. And when someone uh chooses to some degree that life, I think that a correct society will incentivize the person acting in self-defense. I don't know. I feel like I'm answering this in such a muddied way. Yes, I
no
agree.
it's making sense you're
I
okay
agree in self-defense for sure, and I also think that that
okay
like
okay
fits the utilitarian calculus because I think societies function better when they recognize that like self-defense is important. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
okay and then the second thing I wanted to say was you keep saying like yourself like whenever you're answering this I want to know like how would you feel about you're saying you have empathy like how would you feel about somebody else like if you insert like a different person who I don't know like
Sure.
the mom fuck I don't know how to ask it I'm sorry
No, no,
like
no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I think you're asking, would I charge that woman with murder? I guess is kind of what you're saying. Like, would I inflict? Do I use my morals to like inflict my will on other people? I don't know. I actually don't know what you're asking. Maybe
okay so I don't know if I would ask I'm not asking about like the justice system or something it's more like would you I don't like using words like immoral because I feel like that like means a lot of different things that like I don't know what it's loaded with but like it's is it do you think you're saying you have empathy can you like elaborate on that if that you would have empathy for like a woman that like chose to like say like
like would I
euthanize her
declare it
child because she
immoral?
thinks yeah something like that yeah because
Sure,
you're saying
sure.
that you wouldn't do it and I'm wondering if that's like a cushion or something for you being like it's okay if other people do it but I wouldn't do it because it feels bad like something like
Yeah,
that like I'm trying to figure out
I'm gonna take a very strong anti-realist approach to morals and say that essentially morality systems exist in a democratic way. like essentially we're all sort of negotiating our own morals against each other and reflecting on them. And I have come to the realization that most people disagree with me. So I
Yeah.
am fully okay with society functioning in a different way than I would prefer. Because I respect democracy. I could be wrong here, you know? Like I think I've
Yeah.
thought about this and I think I've declared my points. And I'm trying to change other people's minds. But like at the end of the day, that's really a democracy. Like, I'm just trying to vote. I still recognize Donald Trump's president, even though I
Yeah.
tried to vote and I tried to push other people to vote and I tried to knock on people's doors like, hey, let's not do it. I still recognize that's other people disagreed and enough people
Yeah.
disagreed. So that's I think kind of where we're at with like our moral system. I have a very different moral system than I think most people would agree with, and I can bemoan that. I can talk to other people and try to change their mind. Um, but I mean, especially in the beloved case, that's like a 99-1 situation. Like almost everyone says it's okay that she did that. Um, so I'm like,
Really? That's cool. Okay.
I think so. I think so.
I
I
didn't
sorry.
know. Yeah, I
I
was
feel like
wondering.
everyone I talk to, and like that,
Okay.
it's a made up statistic there. That 99-1. I just
Obviously, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like
I
vibes,
just
yeah.
feel like, yeah, vibing it out. I feel like everyone's like, yeah, you can 100% kill your kid if they're going to be subjected to slavery in the same horrific
Yeah.
situation that you were inflicted to. Like, fair enough. You don't want that kid to grow up so miserable. Fair. And I
Yeah.
just, yeah, I think I respect democracy, and I just go, I don't have the hubris to tell everyone that I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm,
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So and there's another I'm assuming that so earlier I asked you if you're religious, you said no. I'm
mm,
assuming that means like no afterlife. You don't believe in anything like that. That's
yeah,
not
probably
even
not. Yeah,
probably not. You're not
I
like
think that's more
gonna
likely than
be
not.
like definitely I know because you're still like
Still that
it's
ultimate
like one of the
skeptic.
things you have to kind of just choose, but like yeah. Um
I also want to hear from you. What do you think? Are you a? I
yeah,
feel like this is
I
just an interviewer interviewee rather than like a conversation.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't make notes about what the fuck I think. Yeah, I was raised by atheists, so I kind of
Sure,
I had a little rebellious arc where I was like, no, I'm gonna proceed as if God is real because I think that's better for me and everybody else.
sure.
And then in the back of my head, I was like, this shit's not real. This shit's not real. This shit's not real.
Mm,
And then fucking everybody else around me, I was like, I think these people don't even believe in it either. And then that was like a weird thing to go on. I dated a guy that was Catholic, and then I was like, I guess that means I should be Catholic or
mm.
something. And so I
It's
did
a
a little LARPing.
sure.
Um,
It's a weird
I've never
realization.
believed.
It's a weird realization that like a lot of people. Well, I don't know like how. I'm actually gonna change what I said. I didn't even say anything. I I think it's a weird realization realizing how many different like belief systems exist in like one congregation. I grew up
Yeah,
Mormon, and like a lot of those people I do think didn't believe and were just there because their mom told them to go, but also
yeah,
fully believed in the Mormon God, but also believed very strongly that like the Mormon God was just gonna forgive them of everything that they chose to do, and that they
yeah,
didn't really like why would they care? Why would I care if I had why would God care if I had premarital sex? That doesn't feel like something that they would care about. But weirdly, like
yeah,
they believe in the book that's clearly telling them not to. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I don't really know how to like square that
Selective,
circle.
like God loves
Yeah.
me, like I can do anything I want. Yeah.
And like more power to like I realized I used to be that person who's like, no, don't you understand? Like you have to be logically consistent and fight. And I'm like, whatever, man.
That's I feel like I'm more like that because I feel like there's like I associate yeah, the types of things that people entertain with religious stuff, like the specifically like the paranoid stuff, like the fear mongery stuff,
Hmm.
the like you're gonna go to
Like just
hell,
don't
like
hate
the
gay people and I'm chill. Like I don't really need
yeah.
to
um
I don't need
yeah,
to hear
anything that allows for like people to be like maybe this thing that has uh I don't know, I don't want to say no basis in reality because then it goes back to that I'm like
Yeah, I'm such an
it's their
anti-realist. That
fucking
doesn't mean anything to
axiom
me.
that God
Yeah,
is
yeah,
but I
genuinely. I do think that like a lot of people,
it's
rather
so
than
far from what
starting,
we can see with our eyes though.
yeah, where do you see? Oh shit, what the fuck happened?
Oh, your camera.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My camera's been doing this. It's bugging.
No, you're okay.
Let's see if that worked. Um, I've got a backup camera. It's just a little grainier. Um, Not this one. That one. In case this doesn't work, I've got a different one. Yeah. Where do you see that human beings should be cared for?
What the fuck did you just ask me? Can you?
You
Where do
said where
I
do you see that
see?
God exists? My axiom is people should be
I'm
cared for and loved, and their pleasure should be maximized. Where do you see that? Where do you
um.
prove that?
no,
Like, are we both just talking about random, like,
no,
metaphysical?
no, no. You can't compare. You
Why
can't.
not?
It's. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Take your time. Think about it.
It's so Jover for you when I hold on. Hold
I'm
on.
excited. I should get my Joe Biden mug.
Okay. Okay.
Have you
So
seen those?
see what?
The little Joe Biden mugs with the red eyes.
No, but that's cute.
I'm gonna go get it. I'm so proud to own one. I'm a big Joe Biden
Aw.
fan. I love that man. I miss him.
Oh yeah. He's so
Anyway,
cute. I love him.
yeah. What were you
Yeah,
saying?
so I feel like there's if I guess okay. Fuck. I'm trying to so we see things like we talk to each other like
Mm-hmm.
we can like there's like a lot of things that like most of us can
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
like we
prove
all say that the
prove
sky is blue.
solipsism.
Like
Prove solipsism wrong right now. Tell me why we're not just brains in a vat, Matrix style. Prove that. Prove I'm not a simulation just speaking to you.
I don't need to be able to prove it. Like it's
Why
just
not?
it's because
So you
because
just
because
take for granted. You just take it as an axiom that things in front of you exist. Because you know there are certain circumstances in which they don't, right? Like oases exist. There are definitely like ways in which your mind or eyes or ears can play tricks on you. There's
yeah,
schizophrenic people. There's like a lot of
yeah.
reasons as to why we necessarily shouldn't trust our senses. But it seems like you just sort of take as an axiom.
But most people can still
Who the
and I
fuck are
know that
most
there's no way
people?
to prove that I'm not hallucinating all the other people.
Yeah,
I know there's no way
exactly.
to prove that. I know there's no way to prove that.
Cool. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is like, and
Okay, but
I would say it's more likely than
all of
not.
all of us are already operating as if that part is we all agree on that
Who the
though.
hell
That's
are
like
all of us?
the
You just
people
hallucinated a bunch of people who agreed with you.
shut the fuck up.
How convenient is that?
All of my friends behind me. Um
Oh, those people. Sure.
um
Look, look,
yeah.
I'm taking a pretty radical position, I know. And most
No, you're
philosophers
okay.
think I'm a fucking idiot. So it's okay. And you could think I'm an idiot. It's
No,
like
I
obviously
don't.
the
I
shit
think
in
I'm
front of
an
you is
idiot. Like I
real.
don't know how to like phrase the thing that I'm trying to say. So like I
Yeah,
feel
go for
like
it.
there's okay, hold on, let me work backwards. So the thing that
Sure.
like
I'm not judging you.
yeah, I know.
We're all yeah.
Um no, I feel like super allowed to talk. Thank you. No, I don't feel judged at all. So
Cool.
I feel like so the first thing that I'm like so like working backwards from like I don't want people to be like predisposed to delusions, hallucinations, things like that. I think it sends them down like paranoia. Like I don't want those things. Like those
I
are
agree.
things sets you up for whatever
Mm,
QAnon shit, whatever. Not just that, but like everything in that realm. Woo.
okay.
Because I think
I
it
agree
leads
with you.
to bad outcomes, et cetera, for them and the people around them and everything. So,
Yeah, but like I already
boy,
does it?
can I draw my ladder? Can I draw
Go
my
ahead, go
ladder?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I don't like Delulu. So then before that, um, yeah, I don't want them to have the
Here, I'm
foundation
gonna
for
take
it.
notes.
And then before that, I'm like, what?
I'm gonna take notes to make sure that I don't go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Should I pause? Am I good to go?
No, go. You're fine.
Okay. So I think a good way to prevent that. I know it's just based on what I can see. Uh, it's not even fucking evidence. I don't even have so I feel like the best way maybe to okay.
I see why I'm talking and not you.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I feel so judged now. No, I'm joking. So if we like if we operate on like the things that all of us mostly can agree on
Mm-hmm.
seeing, like, I don't know how to put it, like,
Mm-hmm.
then I think that'll prevent the
Delusions.
yeah,
Okay, so I have a couple questions.
yes.
Okay.
And I think I'm just choosing to believe in that because of the outcomes I
Sure,
like of it.
sure. I have two main arguments against this.
Okay.
The first is if we take the collection of all human history, and take every individual human, and then we take every single person who has believed in God, don't they immediately outweigh the agnostics? Like you're using
Yep,
like, well,
probably.
most people agree with us of what we're seeing. Most people agree that God exists.
Uh uh
So it seems like you who's operating
no.
under a delusion.
They don't all believe in the same God. There's no point
Yeah,
in
but they
time
all believe that
when
God
most
exists. Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
maybe really early on, maybe. Oh my god.
And
No,
the other thing that
no.
I'm gonna say is you
We're
sort of,
smarter now. That's okay.
oh, we're smarter now.
I think probably, maybe we know
Yeah,
more
but
now. Maybe
we're more outweighed by the people in our past, right? So
they're
like,
not
wait,
here.
no, but
They're not smart.
so okay, wait, hold on. So
I'm
you're saying
sorry. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
we should weigh intelligent, we should weigh our moral system based off of intelligence. We should have some sort of like democratic system that really just like weighs IQ more. Like
I don't
maybe
want to
have
say
some IQ test or
IQ,
something. Oh, what else? How else would we measure intelligence?
and I don't want to say it's like
Fuck.
your camera.
Hold on, let me use my backup camera.
Yeah, you're good.
It's gonna be a little shittier. No, that doesn't work either. Oh, it's not plugged in. Hold on 1 second. I'm here.
You're
You
good. You're
keep
good. You're
talking.
good. So hold on. Let me find my train of thought. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Hello. This is so much worse.
Oh,
Oh my
hello.
god.
Oh, you're inaudible.
I'm in Audible.
Oh no, I can hear you. Sorry.
Ugh. That's so. I hate this. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. It looks okay. Um,
Okay.
can you please remind me where we were?
I was saying, doesn't the vast majority of people believe in God? So really, when you're just saying, well, look at all of the people who you were saying, well, I can trust my
Oh
senses. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I feel like I know how to respond to this. So
Okay.
I feel like I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like no, wait, this isn't a response to what you're saying. Oh my fucking god. Okay, but what I was going to say, fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
what I was going to say.
We could dip. Yeah, we can move away from this. That's fine.
No, it's fine, fine. So, like I feel like the thing that I'm talking about, where I'm like, if people are more, this is not. It's literally not. It's just me saying like I think the thing I believe is true is true. I'm so fucking stupid. I was gonna be like
Those are
the
called
people back then. I bet
tautologies.
they were all fucking paranoid and upset and having bad outcomes, and they probably were. They were dying earlier for other reasons though. That's not related very much. But
Yeah,
like
not really.
they're probably running off in the woods, scared as fuck. They think they're gonna die and go to
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I don't know if that's true, and that's literally just that's not even a response to what you said. Fuck. I'm sorry. I super thought I had it for a second. I was
You're
like,
so good. You're so good.
yes.
Like I will say, there is a um. Yeah, I studied logic and I studied math, and I feel like really what I came across with is like you just sort of have to believe some shit, and that's really all it is. And like all that you can really do is look at this system that you've created and say, is this
Mhm.
useful? Is this a good system? Because sometimes you'll
Yeah,
create a system and it'll just start spitting out random shit. You're like, unicorns are real. And you're like, nah, no, let's try different premises because that doesn't seem helpful.
yeah,
And you just find helpful systems. You don't find correct or true systems. And that's like, it's called the constructivist view in terms of mathematics, where like um like 2 plus 2 doesn't necessarily equal 4. Don't really only takes That's only true if you take the what's called the piano axioms. There's a bunch of other
okay.
mathematical systems where it's not helpful that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then you just go, all right, let's try a different thing.
That
I don't
makes
know if that
sense.
makes
I feel
sense. Yeah.
like with I feel like within the things that you have chosen to believe, I can still be like within that.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I didn't finish my fucking sentence.
I'm
That's why.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on. So
Calm
I feel
down.
like okay, you're saying that I can't just say that this thing is like definitely true, whatever. So then I'm like, okay, I still think that if you've chosen to believe, hold on, like
Take your
I'm
time.
saying that I feel like the things that I'm like saying like I believe this is true, I believe things should work like this. They're like I think you also believe the things are true, and I just need to be able to show you it, and then I feel like I know, I just know this, but I don't actually. Maybe I don't.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're good. I'm so sorry. So basically, I feel like okay, you say that one of the axioms that you've told me so far that you've chosen to believe is that human life is worth preserving.
Yeah.
There's like I'm assuming that you've also chosen to believe that most things that your like eyes show you are real,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That I'm not
Okay.
suffering under some mass delusion. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All yeah, ears,
And
etc.
that's just because it's
Um,
not useful. I would probably be pretty depressed if I was constantly paranoid and checking my door. Not like I think
yeah,
OCD people tend to live a worse life, or not OCD, like
yes,
like paranoid schizophrenics.
yeah.
And
I
that's
mean, well,
essentially what I
OCD
would.
can encompass periods like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't think that that's a helpful life to live, so I choose not to. And I really do think it's as simple as that. I don't know,
yeah.
um, yeah, I
So
just
so what I'm trying to say is I feel like hold on. I swear I'm cooking. I swear to God, I swear I'm cooking.
she'll get there. She'll get there, guys. Everyone, have
So
faith.
pray for me, y'all. So I feel like part of this is me just being like very confident in like the things that I feel like, and then that I feel like I've seen and that I know, and then I'm like I feel like you've probably also seen and witnessed a lot of the same things that it's like that probably it's and you're saying it's most like useful for you to believe the stuff that's so I'm saying like that's probably true for most people. That's I'm assuming you agree with that. And
Oh, that everyone just sort of chooses axioms that are helpful to them. I
uh
would say that.
that it is helpful for people to choose to believe what they see and hear as long as there's not like other, like
Yes. Yeah, for
symptoms.
sure.
Most people aren't off the norm in that way, so it's probably
Yeah, for
useful for
sure.
most people to yeah. So you said that you think it's useful because it would be stressful otherwise. You didn't say just that, but like
Yeah, it would be a useless way to live. It'd be an unhappy way to
useless way to
live.
live.
It'd be unhappy. I wouldn't get pleasure out of
I'm
it.
happy. Um. So I guess. Hold on. So I'm trying to. So
Take your time.
I'm trying to tie this to like. So if you can say that would it would probably make you unhappy. It would probably make most people unhappy
Hmm.
if they were like entertaining things entertaining the having to do like doing trial and error isn't the same thing as like actually being delusional.
Yeah. What? So essentially, yeah. I agree with you that everyone sort of agrees or believes the things in front of them. Largely
Yep.
speaking, unless they have a
And
pretty
that it's good too.
damn huge reason not to believe it, right?
Yeah.
There is certain circumstances, right? Like obviously, schizophrenic people
Yeah.
realize that they shouldn't choose it because no one seems to really agree with them what they're seeing. There's optical illusions and things like that.
Yeah.
Where where like that your eyes are playing tricks on you because you
Mhm.
can either believe that a piece of paper is literally morphing, or
Yeah.
like your eyes are probably just a little bit wrong. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's usually just a useful system to use, and I know it's a pretty radical philosophical belief, but I don't know. I think it's pretty
Is it?
justifiable. Yeah, yeah. No, almost. I don't think
Can
I've
you
heard
explain what you mean by that?
most people believe that their moral system is justified by the uh, feelings that have arrived, or sorry, like whatever. I'll just use Mike as an example. Mike is
Yeah.
a moral realist, and he's clarified a bunch of times. Like he's agnostic, but he's like um, pleasure is very clearly a true thing. It's something that we have all experienced, and I can there's because I believe I exist. There's a law of symmetry that like I would expect other people to have the same feelings, and he believes
Yeah.
these are like universal laws that like um, modalities exist, symmetries exist, things like that exist in the world, and you can count on them. And using that as a basic system, you can sort of recognize that other people might feel pleasure and pain, and
Yeah.
you can extrapolate from that. We should treat people well. We should try to maximize pleasure because it's clearly a good thing. And he embeds good into um uh like he believes that it is a real substantive uh thing when we're talking
Mhm,
about
mhm.
that. And I just don't. I just don't. I think that those are kind of unfounded beliefs. Those like
Yeah.
saying that those laws are just true. I think are uh, those are contested. Those are axiomatic. Those are um, yeah. So and
That makes sense.
I've never had a philosophy teacher who agrees with me on this. Um, so
Damn.
maybe this isn't this that hotly contested, but like I
Mhm,
will say
mhm.
like in the realm of math, it's a lot more uh really the philosophical math people are like agree with me that it's like constructed, but very
Yeah.
rarely do like philosopher because it's an uncomfortable position to be in to say, well, I'm just choosing to be happy because I think that's what's best.
Yeah.
And it might not be true. It's like it's a radical position because like it's basically in the Matrix taking the blue pill. It's like I'm happy
Yeah.
to live out here in no man's land because I'm happy. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would probably say that in most circumstances, it's correct to take the red pill because um, I think there's a there, okay. The blue and red pill is also a metaphor. It's not just like exists in the Matrix. It's also like do you deny things about who you are as a person? People often say it's like a trans allegory. Do you not deny who you are as a person in order to better
Yeah.
like organize and like live and exist in a society where you're not going to be scrutinized? And the
Yeah.
answer that the Wachowskis sort of came to is no. Like you should take what's real and be that person. And I would say that that's not exactly the Matrix. That like it's kind of a poor allegory because in the Matrix there isn't something buzzing in the back of your head telling you that this isn't okay, this isn't okay, this isn't okay.
Yeah.
And like, if that were there, then I think you're going to live a dissatisfied life when you've got this like constant nagging thing saying, you know, as trans people often say that happens to them. That like when
Yeah.
they live their life, it's like there's a constant like anxiety about not being who their authentic self. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was
I would compare that, not okay, not obviously not exactly the same, but like that's in some way like the words describe how I would feel whenever I was like LARPing as religious, where I was like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm different from everybody around me and only I know it. And I don't know how long I can keep this up or how much I'm going to regret
Right.
it if I do go back on this, or if I'll regret not going back on it, or I don't know how to handle this.
Yeah, and it
So
makes you
that
like
was yeah,
deeply unhappy, for
yeah,
sure. Like it's a depressing, and
yeah, constant buzzing. Yeah,
I felt that probably to some degree. I mean, I was Mormon, but I was an apologist. Like I was obsessed with like finding all of these reasons as to why it's actually true. Um,
yeah.
and I think at some point I was like, this really doesn't make a lot of sense.
How old are you?
I was probably I was like, I mean, I was an apologist probably from like ages like 15 to, I mean, almost, I would say almost my whole life,
Yeah,
up till like probably like 21 or something like that. Is
yeah.
probably when I started dropping off. But like, yeah, I remember having a couple moments when I was like 17 or 18 when I was like, whoa, like that doesn't follow. This doesn't. I mean, I could go through all the
Yeah.
examples. I don't know how interesting they are, but yeah, there were
I'm
a lot of
very
things.
interested. That's like I wanted to ask you that before, but I was like, oh, we were gonna talk about all these other things first. But like, yes, I'm like super interested in that. Yeah.
What broke my faith? There
Yeah.
was the Mormons really certify that they're the one true church, and there's something
Yeah.
called the Moroni's Promise, which is at the end of the Book of Mormon. There's this prophet named Moroni, and he said he's like, if you read this book, pray on it, and then God will tell you if it's true. And I remember I had that experience. I read it and I was like, "Oh shit, it's true." Okay. Now I look back and I'm like, there's probably some like um confirmation bias, right? That like
Yeah.
I felt something emotional that happened when I read it and I wanted to feel that emotion. I wanted to be part of the community, so I jumped on it. Anyway, I met this guy, Joseph. Mormons are missionaries, right? So when I was like 17, there was something called splits where you just go with like the Mormon missionaries. And it's really just like because they bounce around so often, they want to make sure that there's someone in the area who they can stick to, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So I was that person in that area, and I was knocking doors with them, and I met this guy Joseph, and he was the most earnest kid I've ever met in my life. I was 16, he was 16, and he was the most thoughtful, like genuinely like he wanted to know. Like he's like I'm searching for meaning. I don't know what to do. He was so thoughtful, and
Oh,
he's like I want to read what you've got. Like I want to go to church with
yeah.
you. I want to like be a part of this. And we gave him the Book of Mormon, and he read the entire fucking thing. 16 years old. It's like 300 pages. It's like a sizable Harry Potter book that is way less interesting.
Yeah.
And he got to the end, and we came over and we were like, hey, how's it going? And he was like, yeah, I read it, and it's not true. And and
It's
yeah,
crazy.
God confirmed me. God confirmed to me that like the Book of Mormon is not correct. And I think I'm going to go back to like my Baptist church because I think that that's what I've learned here. And I was like,
That's
and
crazy.
I walked back with the missionaries, and I was like, my jaw was on the floor because I fundamentally believed that that couldn't happen. I
Yeah.
grew up going, anyone could do it, and they'll read it, and then I didn't even think, oh well, the people around me, it's been confirmed to them because they're here.
Yeah.
There's a huge survivorship bias when you're talking to people at the church.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, it really freaked me out, and I remember looking at the missionary like, what happened? What just happened? Like you're gonna like I was like clawing. I'm like, someone's got to explain this to me. And he looked over and he
What did they
goes,
tell you?
they go, yeah, he really just didn't pray hard enough. Like he really didn't believe hard enough.
Yeah, that's what I
And I
was
was
assuming
like,
that you would immediately you'd just be like, oh, well, he was
no,
a
I couldn't. I couldn't. I
fake ass
knew him. I
Mormon.
saw his resolve. I saw his like he was so
Oh,
in it. He was
yeah.
so like I want something to tell me what to do with my life. Like my life is
Yeah.
fractured. Like I need something. I knew he was committed. I knew he wanted to do this. I was like, he believes more than anyone I've ever fucking met. Like I've like he read this book harder than anyone in who
Yeah.
goes to the Mormon church.
Do you
And
think this was like a location thing where he's having FOMO because he lives in Utah and there's like a, or is this not in Utah?
oh, this is in LA. Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, I grew up in
oh,
LA.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a way weirder situation than what I was thinking. Oh my God. So he just randomly got interested in the Mormon church and was like,
Yeah.
what are y'all doing? And then he
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
like
y'all are doing some bullshit. I
he
don't
was
like this.
just
This is
yeah,
not.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Wow.
And he was
That's
like
so weird.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, he was so I've never met someone so like like steadfast and earnest. Earnest is the word I'm going
Yeah.
to give. Like and it really rattled me. And I think
Yeah.
I stuck with the church for a little bit longer because I think I recognized in that moment the way I resolved that to myself is sometimes people's truth, they're not going to, how do I say this? I still believe the Mormon church was true, but I was like, there's some reason why God couldn't have him there, right? That there was
Yeah.
like, there's maybe he was going to get abused here, or like he was going to have a bad
Everything happens for a
experience,
reason. Yeah.
or he wasn't going to, yeah, some thing where actually he was more needed to the Protestant church, and then he's going to come back, right? And that was something like I
Oh.
told myself constantly because I was like, he cares more than anyone. Like we gave him that seed, I cared, everyone
Yeah.
cared. Everything is telling me this should work out, and I think I realized like much later, thinking back about it, it's like, yeah, maybe he'll never come back. Like maybe that was just something. Yeah, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it really backed me out of the Mormon church and took me away from the church. And yeah, that was like a fundamental experience to me, like religious
Yeah.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm really interested in stuff like that because yeah, like I said, I was raised atheist. So like from the
sure.
get-go, like that was like the first thing I ever heard. And then all of mine, it's like it's always been really hard for me to challenge that or even like get in the mind of like it's yeah, I think I would be like I think it would be easier for me to like understand other people if I like understood like that type of stuff more. So that's like why
Yeah,
I
if
like
you
to
weren't,
hear
yeah,
stuff like
and
that. Yeah.
it's something I'm low key worried about for my kids.
Yeah. In what
Is
way?
like, huh? I'm
In
worried.
what way?
I don't want. First off, I don't have the hubris to tell them that God isn't real or doesn't exist. Like that.
Yeah.
That feels like a thing that I came to that I don't want to. I'm I'm way more happy to tell them. I don't know, like treat people well. That's something that like I know
Yeah.
for sure. That's something I know is like correct. Um, the other, it's like, dude, I want you to go to Catholic church. I want you to go to um go to your grandma's and let her go to take you to the Mormon church, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you'll see something that I didn't, and like
That makes sense.
I want you to have something
Because of
like,
all of the benefits that you like of it, right? It's like a
yeah,
big
there's a
package deal
ton
of
of,
all of the
yeah, and yeah, I don't know, I just like I've really, I think it's a thing that happened much later in my life that like I
yeah.
really sort of recognized like, and my mom was so guarded, like, because she really fundamentally believes in this, and she's like, we need to give your baby like a blessing, you need to baptize them, like we need to do all this stuff
Oh.
because like otherwise your baby's going to hell, and I, like
Oh.
it's a deeply entrenched belief, and I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, like do it, like I, like why would I ever tell you no? And she was, I
Yeah.
don't know, it was a really, yeah, it's a hard thing for my mom and others to like, it's a balance, and I like
Yeah.
I like where I'm at, where I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but who knows? Who really knows? Everyone's just as dumb
Yeah.
as me, and way smarter people than me believe in God. Way dumber than people than me believe in God too. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
That was something that I struggled with growing up in Texas, like especially like when I was like younger. There's like a bunch of like inherent like sexism around there. So I'm like, oh, I'm a woman. I probably don't. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I'm young. I'm like struggling with all these different things in school because I can't focus. And then
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm probably wrong about most things. Is like what I is the
yeah,
conclusion. I was like, I believe a lot of things really easily, and I'm really like I change my mind a lot. It seems like I'm not. I don't have it. The adults have it, and I don't have it.
sure,
So that's like and all the adults around me were religious. So I was like, I'm maybe, and I already knew my parents were wrong about a lot of shit because they
sure,
were just like separately not that great. So then I was like, they might even be wrong about this God is fake thing. I should probably entertain this a little bit just to like,
yeah,
I did what's that thing called? Pascal's wager or whatever. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I fucking probably best to try not to go to hell, like just in case,
sure.
like so I was
I love the
um
idea of a God who's like, you should mathematically believe in me, because really when you operate under expected value principles, like
yeah, like, hey, you tried. It's like
like
a
I really love that, like, and that's what it comes down to is like, what I do know is that if a god exists, it doesn't meet my expectations of like what a true god exists. Like he's not like eternally good and eternally
Yeah.
knowledgeable and eternal. That's I feel pretty confident that like he's gonna be a weird guy if he exists. He's like, yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I'd throw this out. If you mathematically believe in me, it's true. And
Yeah.
that one, I mean, I also disagree with the math behind it, but maybe he's bad at math. I don't know. Like maybe he's a little dumb.
Yeah.
That's something I really started to entertain lately. Is like maybe God's weird. Maybe he's a like I said. It's the guy. It's that old man who was reading discrepancies in the Bible, and he's like, God put me there just so I could be mad at him. It's like
Yeah.
shit. Maybe God's a
Like my
weird guy who
face.
wants to do that. Who just I don't know. I'm really starting to like. I really like that idea. Not
It's
like that
fun to
idea, but
toy
it's
with.
like
It is fun to toy with.
yeah, but it's also like a recognition. It's like what the fuck do I know? Why do I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like?
yeah, yeah. So okay, but this like what the fuck do I know? Like I feel like I must be able to so you wouldn't extend this like to everything. Like you wouldn't be like
I think I
maybe
would.
you think you would.
I think I
That's why
would.
you're saying it's radical.
Yeah, I think I would extend it to
Okay.
literally everything. We'll
But
go.
you
What the
wouldn't
fuck do I know?
act on it,
Yeah, because
right?
I still choose for myself personally. Here's what to do.
You don't value all of the different like potential things you could choose like equally, do you? Or
No,
do
I
you?
think that you can assign different probabilities. I think it's very, 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 very unlikely that the Mormon God exists. That like that is like that feels weird. That feels like
Mhm,
a
mhm.
complete break. But like anything that's non-falsifiable could be true. That's the problem with
Okay,
non-falsifiability.
okay.
So
Okay, so go on.
no, yeah, the I think that the Mormon church, the Mormon religion is non-falsifiable.
Mhm, mhm.
And so it could be true if you take a bunch of weird axioms. Like there's a lot of weird stuff that like they have justifications for and it's like I guess I guess okay. Um
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. I assign different probabilities, which is why I say that I'm agnostic because I think that that's the most likely possibility.
Okay,
But
so if you think that that's the most likely,
mhm,
then hold on, let me I think I'm so close to tying this together. So the
yes.
thing that you said about you mentioned your mom being super Mormon
Yeah, she's very Mormon. It's
and
so sad too. Oh, this is another
Mhm.
thing. Sorry, I know you were
No,
trying
no,
to say
no, you're
something.
good, you're good. I have the thought. It's okay.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
Like my mom fundamentally, and my grandma, like my mom's mom, she's my mom's mom is dead, but like
Yeah.
it's very clear that like religion to them is a way to be closer to their family. That like without it, they would be completely fucked. And like
Mhm.
when my grandma died, my mom was talking to her like, I think it's time to go. I think it's time to not be with us. And my grandma was like, okay, it's time to be with Renee, which is her dead daughter who died when she was
Yeah.
2. That like to her, that's like, I'm going to now go take care of her. I've taken care of my children. I'm going to go take
Yeah.
care of the children that I haven't taken care of. And her death was comforting. It was this moment to like be at one with herself and her family. And my mom is like, well, like not I'm excited to die. It's like I'm gonna I'm gonna do what I can here. But when I die, I don't
Yeah.
feel bad because I know I'm gonna be with her. Like I'm gonna go be
Yeah.
with grandma. And yeah, to me, it's like, why would I ever take that away from someone? You know,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
would I
yeah.
ever
It's
try
like
to like
a way to cope. Yeah.
why would I ever try to fight that away from anyone?
Yeah. Okay, so I
So
guess just where I'm at is that I feel like the like that's a thing like that might like protect some people like that will help them like
hmm,
cope like
yeah,
feel better like across their whole life that sort of thing but then I feel like it also like maybe leaves them vulnerable to
I agree.
because they're going to
There are
see
cons.
things that disprove the thing that they really believe and it's
My
going to
mom,
make them feel
uh,
shaken.
well, my mom doesn't do that. She's got a different character. She just goes like,
What do you mean by that?
I go, because I've got all this stuff that doesn't make sense about the Mormon Church, and I go,
Yeah.
Mom, how could this be true? And she goes, that's a great question. I'm excited to ask Jesus when I meet him. Like that's how she lives. She just
Yeah.
does that. It's called putting shit on the shelf. That around like I don't know if that's transferable amongst like other religions, but when it comes to like Mormons or people struggling with the faith or ex-Mormons especially use this terminology of like putting things on the shelf of like here are questions I don't know and I don't understand, so I'm just going to put
Yeah.
it on the shelf. And then when
For
you leave the
later.
church,
Yeah.
it's called like the shelf broke. You know, it's like I can't it got
Oh,
so full of shit that like yeah, it's kind of a
that
cute
makes sense. Yeah.
analogy. Yeah.
It is cute. That is
And
cute. Yeah.
my mom's shelf is unbreakable. Like it is made of the sturdiest metal
Yeah.
on planet Earth.
It's
And
cemented by now. Yeah.
yeah, there's just no there's nothing. There's not a single
Yeah.
thing that could break it. And I really care that my mom doesn't, you know, is more amenable to the gay people in her life, that sometimes she's treated a little bigoted. I think she's a kind
Yeah.
person, but sometimes she doesn't really understand a lot of things and sometimes she's whatever.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I think that that's what I care about because I think that that's changeable for her. And
Yeah.
that's the stuff that's the problem with religion. Why am I trying to bypass the problem and go to religion itself when I know that that's not the problem? I know there's plenty of religious people who don't hate gay people. So
Yeah.
that's my mentality. And maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe religion is a negative, and it'll bring us to extinction level events, and then you'll be there telling me I told you so, and I'll go, shit, you're
No,
right.
no, I
I
won't
should have
because I'm
fought it
not that
more.
confident either. I
Sure,
know that I'm like an
sure,
outlier for, and I cringe at a lot of other people that say the same things that I do. So that's why I'm like, really, I'm like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
sure, sure, for
But
sure.
it's to me, it feels like the potential for people to have like negative emotions that come out of religion is like a lot greater than the potential for them to have like the positive ones. If you have a little caveat that like the community doesn't count because I want them to fucking play sports or something instead. I want them to go do something else to form community and to find
I think,
purpose that
I
is
think
more
you're,
based in what we can see
yeah, I think
because I weigh that more.
there's a selection bias, and look, I could be wrong.
Okay,
I could be wrong on this. I could be so wrong.
can you explain?
I think that you probably talk to more atheists than Christians, and those atheists tend to have terrible
Yeah,
experiences
I
when it comes
select
to
for that
religion.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say I deal with the opposite. I'm in Utah. Most people are religious here, and um, I don't know. I've certainly met people fucked over by religion. I'm not trying to deny that. I'm not trying to deny
Yeah.
that's a deep reality that I want to
Yeah.
acknowledge and be fair about. But I meet a lot of people who are
I don't even mean
very
like fucked over to be fair. Like I just mean like even like
slightly
vague
unhappy.
paranoid feelings. Specifically that paranoia one, I'm very sus
Yeah,
about that one. I don't like it.
there's a term
The
for it.
shame and the paranoia, those I don't like those.
It's called scrupulosity. Have you ever heard that?
Oh.
It's
What is this?
OCD for religious people.
Oh,
My sister in law kind of
I
has
have
it.
OCD. I should know that, but
Sure.
I don't
It's
have it
like
for
it's like
religion.
it's this deep intense feeling that you're like unclean and that you need to
Yeah,
like aggressively repent or atone for your sins.
like confess or something. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. And it's like it's a paranoia that follows you that like you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough.
yeah.
And yeah, I would say to some degree I had that. Um but yeah, I don't know, like
I'm glad you have less of it.
yeah, yeah, and that's like a big reason why I left because I wasn't happy.
Yeah,
Like I just
yeah.
I just slowly realized like shit, this isn't making making me feel better. Why am I doing it?
You don't think it makes most people feel like that? You think that you're in the minority?
It's a good question. I don't know, but I think it's rarer. I think it's I think it's slightly uncommon. I think that
Okay.
most I don't know. And like
I don't know either. That's like why I'm asking you. Like
no
you're the
no
one
no no no
that
sure sure
fucking knows
sure.
these people.
I just
Obviously,
meet a
like I'm
lot of
operating
people.
as if like it does make most people like have shame and then be too harsh on themselves and each other, and yeah,
I meet a lot of really kind people who are like I'm kind because God told me to. And that's what he
yeah,
commands of me and I want to show that I love him and I know he'll forgive me when I mess up.
yeah.
And I'm like lit. Like hell
That
yeah.
is Liddy.
I don't like I don't know. I definitely whatever. I could be wrong on these percentages.
No, you're okay.
I feel like a sizable proportion of religious people feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the majority or not, but I also want to say that unfortunately a lot of people just don't, it doesn't really affect their how they treat other people,
Yeah.
and they just learn to sort of live with that disconnect, that like when they go to church they're a different. I've got a buddy of mine who like
Yeah.
smokes weed every day and is like deeply religious, and when he goes to church he's like, I'm gonna quit weed, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna live a good life.
My
And
ex-husband
then
was
he
exactly like this, by the way. Literally exactly like this. He did a shit ton of drugs and was terrible. He was so mean to everyone around him. And
oh
then at
yeah,
church,
yeah,
he was like, God, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so
sure,
sorry. I'll be
sure.
so better.
I will say in this
Yeah.
case the dude is he's a great fucking guy, he's a
Well,
beautiful
that's
human being. Yeah,
good.
but like, yeah, also bad people, yeah, that's why it's like it's really an intensifier, and also you can let it intensify you or not. Sometimes it could just be a
Yeah.
thing that you do. And for my buddy, that's just like I love that guy. He's such a beautiful dude, and he's like, yeah, I really do. I think it's true. I think
Yeah.
Joseph Smith's a prophet, and he goes to church and he goes, shit, I should be doing that. And then he goes home and he goes, might as well smoke like us. It's just how he lives his life,
Yeah.
and I love
I
that
mean,
for him.
yeah.
I
And
really do
that's
love
like,
that for him.
yeah, I don't, and to be fair, like, I do assume that most people, even though I'm being like, I'm so like anti-religious, like, yeah, I assume that it's only like, to most people, I think it's negatively impacting them, like, still enough that like I still want to be my own little, what's it called, where you religious people go out and try to like convince other people of their religion.
Missionaries. You want to be
Yeah,
an
I want to be
atheistic
like a
missionary?
missionary for like atheism, but like not actually, because I can't ever tell whenever I'm doing the thing where it's like ripping away somebody's like fucking lifeline, like you're talking about with your mom.
Yeah.
Nowadays I've decided that it's irresponsible to ever go into a situation where I don't know anything, and then to, if somebody comes to me and is like, "Hey, I'm wondering about this," then I'm going in. But
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even deny that to myself. Like if my mom
yeah,
asks me what I believe, I'm honest with her.
yeah,
Like low key, I couldn't take it away from her even if I wanted to.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think if someone's grappling with it, I'm just like, well, because I'm also to some people, it's like, oh, well, you could still have hope and love, like, because you were told this a lot when I went to church. It's like, as a Mormon, you are basically taught that if it weren't for the Mormon church, you would be a rabid, demonic, like, like you would be an animal, and you would give into all of your desires, and you would hurt
that's
other
what all of
people.
us are.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like I was like told that, but I feel like I heard that from so many members that I was like, me too. Oh my god, because I'm constantly fending this off, and I'm doing it because of the Mormon God told me to.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and I think when I talk to people, there is a little bit of hope. It's like, hey, I can still live what you would probably consider a moral life. Like I have, I care about family. I care about people. I help others. I try to help others. Like, and I do that on my own grounds, and not
yeah,
because like I need some idea of a meaning behind it. Uh, so I don't know. Like I still am to some degree a missionary,
yeah.
but I don't.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah. The second part that I was gonna say is that I don't like necessarily think that people that believe that are quote unquote are religious, like obviously there's a spectrum. Like I assume that most people are just born into it and like don't really think about it that hard. Like I
yeah, I
think most
agree.
people are probably like don't
They're
even
like
go to church
they're like,
probably.
sure, I'm Catholic. I show up
Yeah,
Christmas and Easter, and I go, cool. Uh,
yeah,
Pope said like they don't really stand like
yeah,
firmly in that belief and check what the Pope says all the time.
yeah,
I think that's most people. I agree with you.
yeah. I just assume that there's like little passive things that like to me feel like insidious, where I'm like, I don't want there to be this little thing that's like, you're bad if you like, obviously like I do like sex work for a living. I'm really, really like, this didn't come like after. This came like before, and it's like why I chose the job I did partially. It's like I really want people to have no shame at all when it comes to anything like that. I think that's so bad
Sure.
for so many reasons. And then I'm like, religion is doing this. Religion is doing this. It's
Do you
fucking
think? Do you
Even these
think
people
there's
that don't really believe in God still have that in them, where they're like, "I'm bad if I whatever." What were you saying? Sorry.
do you think there's a cap to kink shaming? Do you think there should probably be some point?
Yes.
Okay.
Or yeah, you mean like, are there some things that I would still think everybody
I'm
should
gonna
probably shame? Yes.
I'm gonna give an example because I know that you're gonna
Yeah.
take like the pedophilia argument and go obviously we should shame those people even though that's like a
Oh,
kink, sure,
I don't know. I don't
bad.
know if I agree with that.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. That largely speaking, we should give them help rather than shame them.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, and
sure,
I draw the line at like things that I think lead to like worse outcomes. Last time you mentioned like this concept of like humanity. My concept of like what I consider like humanity and like drifting from it and stuff. I think that like gore is in that realm. I think people shouldn't really be looking
sure.
at fetishizing gore. Like that's one of the only things that I'm like comfortable kink shaming because I'm like I really don't. And
Don't you
even then,
think
like I'm still
it's
like I understand.
interesting? Yeah, yeah. Well, shouldn't you take that perspective on like pedophilia and probably extend that to everything? That like we should just try to get these people help rather than shaming
Um,
them? Because I can't think of a more harmful sexuality.
I don't think that there's like at least to me, I feel like the the pipeline from like looking at gore to like having bad outcomes in your life where like you feel sicker, you are sicker, you're doing things that are worse for you, and then you're like feeling worse. I think, and you're more like open to, I think that's more likely to happen quicker, more often with it, like especially on an individual basis than somebody that's like entertaining like a wait, what are we talking about? Because are you talking about like entertaining like kinks that could be conflated with pedophilia? Like, what are you like age play? Like,
Oh, I understand.
explain.
No, 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 no. I
I don't.
understand what you're saying. Well, no, no, no. Sorry, I was
Okay,
like,
no good.
um, well, I don't know what we can say on Twitch or whatever, or
I'm not on
wherever
Twitch.
you're on YouTube.
I can
Obviously, just
definitely
kind
say
of
more things than you can on TikTok.
okay.
I can say pretty much anything. I think.
Sure. Yeah, I thought you were saying like engaging in like watching videos when it comes to gore, or watching videos that when it comes to like kids being
Oh,
assaulted.
actual children.
Yeah, I would say
Oh
that.
no, no.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I put that
obviously.
in the
No,
same.
no, no,
Okay,
sure.
okay,
Which is
I
why I
do
was
put that
like,
in the same. Okay, okay, okay. I'm
I was
with you. I'm
like,
with
I
you.
was like, what the? I must be misunderstanding you.
Hold up.
And
Okay, all right.
I was. You're good.
I will
You're
say
good.
like
I
I'm
just
really
I didn't realize you were talking about age play because I was like,
I'll really allow like a lot. Honestly, like if it's like
what possibly? I mean,
I'll
I
allow a
find that
lot.
I would shame the fuck out of that. That shit's
Yeah.
gross to me. I don't really care who
If
hears
it's a
that.
real thing that happened in real life, then I will shame that. And then everything up until that, I'm really
Wow.
like
Okay, I have a question.
I think that might be one of the best ways to help those people. What's your yeah?
Is what like indulging?
It might be. I think it's not. I think it's probably not. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe for a handful of people it would be.
I
So then
really
I'm
don't
like, I
think
don't
so.
fucking know. I'm not confident about this. It's like that
I
thing where you don't
feel
want to tell people how to live.
I feel pretty sure that indulging people's appetites largely grows it rather than shrinks it. I don't think it's like
I
a
agree.
meter.
I agree.
Um,
Probably, I agree. Probably most of the time. I have the same feeling, probably. I'm that
yeah,
confident. I don't know.
sure. Um,
Like they might just be stuck with it. I don't know. It
yeah, but
might
it
be
would
worse
probably
if
be
they have
diminished.
unresolved feelings about it, is like
Yeah,
my thought. I don't know.
I don't. Okay, let me give an example. I'm gonna give an
Go on.
example because this is something that was
And I kind of want to
controversial.
keep them away from real women. But yeah, go on.
This was controversial because I am a big king shamer. I
Go on.
mean, sorry, I want to be clear. I want to be clear. I mean, you'll see my line. It's probably lower than yours. I'm very realistic.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
mean most
look,
people do.
if you're fucking whatever. Like there's a lot of situations where I go, not my business. I don't care. Not my
Yeah.
bedroom. Here's where I think I found my line because I was very confused about it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, I think this is bad. I think this is bad,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering where you agree because this was yeah, this is probably my line. I've got a buddy of mine. Man,
Yeah.
sometimes he watches my videos.
Hello.
I don't. Oh, there's no way he is right now.
Okay, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to say that this is a little weird because I never really told him. Anyway, he's got a little bit of a kink for disabled people, and like he told me, and I was like blown away. And another one of his like our friends was there, and he was like, "Oh, like he was like, yeah, that's normal, that's totally fine." And he was like
Disabled in
this,
what way?
like he's so into
Physically?
yes, yes, physically attracted to,
Okay.
like, he called them like nubs on like the, yeah.
I'm okay. I know where this. Wait,
I'm like, and he described like essentially his like his
what part does
his
he like about it? That's the important part.
I don't I think the more he described it, the more it's like this idea that you're sort of like us. This is gonna sound so sick. The more I the
Yes.
more I feel like I heard it, the more, and I might be psychoanalyzing him, the more it's like I want to be someone's savior, and I can
Yeah.
sort of like be there to help them and be there to save them. But he really got off on the idea. Like he would describe, like, he's like, sometimes I watch just just women, cute women rolling around, and that's like, he's got YouTube videos saved, and he's like, other people must be
I'm so
turned on
sorry.
by
I'm so
this. And he looked in the comments, and like everyone was like it was just like, I don't even, it was like an instructional use on like how to use a wheelchair.
That's
And
oh my god.
that to me
Oh my
is
god.
so weird. That to me, I have no problem shaming.
How does
That
he
to me,
relate this to real life? Is he like, but
he's
I would
very,
never marry
no, he would. He 100% would. That's like, he
oh, okay,
fantasizes about
that's
it.
the fucked up part. Fetishizing women being incapacitated in any way, I do kink shame that if you relate it to real life.
Sure.
If you draw a line where you're like, but obviously this is
Okay,
fucking weird
fine.
and I
But
respect women in real life, like
okay, I have a question.
I want a woman that's equal to me. I think
What
anything
if
other than that is probably unhealthy.
what if what if their kink shame is that he wants her to like roll around in a wheelchair, like do some disabled play? Don't you feel like that's in some way like mocking like a disability and like infantilizing
Yes,
it?
obviously.
Like,
But
I don't know.
hold
I'm
on, wait. I just had another thought because
Yeah, go for it.
part of why I don't like to kink shame is because there's always someone that will match your freak on the other end of it
I
who's
don't
like, why
find
are you
that
telling me I
good.
can't have. There's some nebby girl out there who's like, I want that
Stop.
man. Stop telling that man that he can't, stop making him feel bad and then
Okay.
stopping him from seeking me out. This happens a
My
lot with people that like fetishize Asian people and then
I
Asian
agree.
people
I
that want
agree.
to be fetishized.
I agree. And I think that those are usually unhealthy dynamics that
Okay.
I try to disincentivize. I think are largely bad. I think usually
I don't
you're
know.
sort of treating a woman like an art piece. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of that like old boomer, like just a. I hate this advice where it's like, just learn to say I'm sorry and say apologize even if you don't mean it. It's like, fuck you.
I hate it.
You're telling women that they essentially can't like express that they're not worthy of a conversation.
Yeah.
That they're not intelligent for a conversation. So
Literally, yeah.
like that is how I feel when it comes to like fetishizing Asian women who can barely speak English. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I want to be your guide to America, and I want to
Okay, wait. Okay.
order
I
food for
agree
you.
with that. Wait. I think I mostly agree. Hold on. I
Am
hate
I
the
turning
guys
you
on the
into a
other end
king
of it.
shamer?
Shut up. No, never. No, okay, maybe
Never,
because,
never.
but
You're gonna
not
lose your
actually.
audience
But
so hard.
there is always, there's always somebody on the other end who wants that
Yeah,
dynamic.
and
And
I
then as
think,
long as there's like a caveat, as long as, and then this is going to disqualify most people who want to engage in this.
oh,
As
okay,
long as you're respecting, blah, 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 like, so then I'm like, because okay, so I'll use myself as an example.
uh,
I'm short. My husband likes that I'm short. I want to be treated like a cute short girl. Like I want to be his little art piece or whatever. And so then that's like I feel like there are guys who can
I
seek out
understand.
short girls because they're
Sure,
being weird
that's
in some
fair.
way and then they want to overpower in some way. And then I don't feel like that with him at all. And that's part of why like it
No, no,
works.
no. That's fair. That's fair. What I will say is that really what I suggest is, I think maybe shaming is the wrong attitude. Maybe the attitude is really fucking think about why you want this. Really think about why that
Probably,
really titillates you.
I probably
And
agree with that.
like I would say that a good majority of like people who have very distinct racial preferences is it's probably coming from like a tribalistic view. where it's like
Yeah.
I want someone from my tribe, or I want
Yeah.
to be some hero, and I can really
Yeah.
only because you sort of unfortunately think less of other women. Um, yeah, I think that you should just really be thinking about that,
Yeah.
and I think um yeah, I think that's where I'm at because I do
Yeah.
agree
I
with
think.
you because I had a short not my current wife. My current wife's pretty tall. Current wife. My ex was like tiny. She was
Yeah.
over a foot smaller than me, and I was like, "This is lit. This is cool." And like, I didn't need that for sure,
Yeah.
but it's like
But it's a thing. Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And like, I didn't. There wasn't even. Yeah, I understand that sometimes things can be titillating, but like, I think about it. I'm like, no, it's just kind of cool to I don't know like there wasn't much psychologically going on because it didn't really like enrapture me. I kind
Yeah.
of like had one small girlfriend and then was like neat. I really don't need that as like a thing that really didn't
Yeah.
like that didn't really like I'm not obsessed over that thing.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I guess
I
what I'm
do
saying is
agree
think
that if
about your
it's like a
kinks.
fixation, that's its own thing. That's like not good, not good. Or at
Yeah,
least
do you think
usually
we're
probably
helping
not
those
good. Yeah.
fixations when we create communities that are just sort of
Maybe. I really like people
sorry
being
to be
able
the
to explore these things for at least a small. I'm in my head.
I
I
understand.
imagine that this is like an arc in somebody's life, and I want to allow them to have that arc. But I get that
Sure.
if somebody is just living
I
in
get
this
that.
type of thing, it's bad. Yeah.
That's fair. That's that is valid. Cuz I also find that helpful. It's like everyone should have a bi arc. You should all just go like, "What's
Yay.
it like?" Shit. I might be. And like I don't know, like that's I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that that's fair. I think that you should be trying shit out to see if you like it. You probably shouldn't go overboard. There's definitely a line.
Definitely. Yeah.
There's this really great Peep Show. You know Peep Show? It's like a British
Show?
comedy show
No, I don't know what that is.
where it's just like he's doing a toast at a gay marriage and he goes, "Everyone should live the way that they want to unless it's particularly weird." And sort of like and he's sort of like he like sort of like waffles on like how do I send a message that this is cool but also a lot of shit isn't cool and like
Yeah.
actually I don't want this stuff but in particular this and like usually he's just sort of like fumbling around. It's great. It's
Everyone's
stupid.
valid except for you, but
Yeah.
not. But,
But
yeah.
that's well hold on but the distinction isn't like it's
Yeah.
great because like I think everyone sort of knows. I think like most people who are deep into kinks are still like, you can't marry a dog, dude. What the hell?
Yeah.
You
I was
can't.
gonna say people in these spaces usually are thinking about it like more than the average person that's like, I hope it doesn't go bad in this way. Like the people that are actually in that space a lot of the time, I'm not gonna say all the time, and I do think that with the weirder kinks, and especially the ones that people get fixated on, the people tend to run dumber. Like the people with the race kinks, I think they tend to run dumber. The gore ones, sorry, think they
Yeah,
tend to
those
run
are
dumber.
crazy. Don't apologize. That's crazy. What do they do? They're
Uh
watching actual videos of like people getting murdered. You're a psycho.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. That's
I
um
don't
it's a
apologize.
lot more common to like simulated versions of this, or like maybe like they're like texting about it, role playing, whatever. That's like infinitely more common than like looking at a video. Like I think most people are
Okay.
like, oh, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah,
Uh
there's definitely people out there doing that. That's like
yeah, you should get some help. I really don't. I don't care to
they
say that.
should. They should. That's true. I mean, well, that's part of the this is part of the shame thing where I'm like, how do they get help? How do we help them? How do we if
I
we're
think
like,
that
fuck you, you suck, fuck you, you're stupid, then how do we
if only we had licensed professionals who sort of went to school in order
they
to
feel judged in front of those people because
I
if
don't
we
know
just
what to
take down
tell you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
if we take down the entire like world's shame a little bit on it, a little bit, then
I
I
actually
think
think that's the
then I
opposite
think
problem. I think the problem is
it
that
might be.
therapists are a little too gracious with their
Yeah.
clients. Uh things. I think that you
Okay.
could probably find a therapist who is like, whoa, okay, what do we want to do about this? And probably
Yeah.
try to put them in a place where they're like, I need to not feel shame about this, but I should also
Yeah.
probably try to change my actions. And both of those two things can coincide. And I think that you can probably find
Like
a
I want
therapist who does that. And you should, if you haven't found one, keep looking.
response. I definitely want there to be a severe response from the therapist.
A
Like
severe
inpatient, maybe
response?
even. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
Some,
Because I
some,
have so little faith in these people
some
to go to the doctor
freedom.
in the first place.
Sure, yeah, some freedom lover you are. We should institutionalize
I'm a
people who don't
utilitarian. I
inform.
think I don't know if there's any other way that these people are gonna ever,
I agree
like, they
with
need
you.
a big fucking wake up call. Like I'll dump a bucket of cold water on them, maybe. Little trinket of, yeah, I'll take their freedom for a week.
Is
Little
this
week.
something? Is this something? I didn't push you in this direction, did I?
Not at all. No.
Okay, okay.
Um
I'm curious.
hung
Yeah.
around these spaces for so long, and then whenever I was younger, I tolerated a bunch more shit than even what I'm saying now. Coming from like my dad fucking like was a 4chan user. That's like the type of household I'm coming from. So I'm
Wow.
like,
Yeah, that's different.
should be like, he was like a free speech absolutist type person. This person was a, some of these people grow up to be fathers. This is like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. So I immediately was just like, yeah, probably everybody should be able to say anything, and then thoughts can never be crimes, etc., etc. Basically, as I right around like 17, 18, I started meeting a lot of really bad people that had a lot of things in common, and I was like, damn, really think that all the pedophiles, Nazis, people that look at gore, stupid people, people that vote the wrong way sometimes, like, that's all of these things kind of go together like all the time. Not that
Yeah, it's
everybody
like
that votes the wrong way, like, obviously I'm being like a little cheeky, like, obviously that's not the main thing, but like I grew up in a place where I was just like, I am probably wrong and everybody around me
yeah,
is right, and then this
there's
was a
a
big thing that threw a wrench in that, where I was like, damn, I
for
think a
sure.
lot of them are stupid and are susceptible to all of these,
Well,
or
there's
at
a
least
reality.
tolerate it.
There's a
Yeah.
reality because I would probably consider. Well, I would be very clear about what I mean when I say a free speech absolutist. I would
Yeah.
consider myself a free speech absolutist in a very particular sense. But
Okay.
um, I would say that it's undeniable that people like total scoundrels and terrible people use free speech as a defense to run cover for.
Yep.
And that's pretty undeniable. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's something you
When you
really have
say
to
free speech
acknowledge.
absolutes, are you talking like legally,
Yeah, I'm talking legally.
socially, or I
I
might be okay, I probably agree legally.
yeah. I didn't
I
think
just
yeah.
mean like in like social
No,
spaces.
for sure. And I weirdly enough, I feel like I come to the idea that we should free speech absolutist to me. Okay, so here I've got like a whole philosophy about this. My philosophy is like usually rights are accompanied with some type of responsibility. Like, for example, the right to own guns comes with a responsibility to use those guns responsibly. And if
Yeah.
people can't, then that right to have guns has to be taken away. That's just like a
Yeah.
reality of the system that we live in. The right to vote um, comes with a responsibility to be informed about your decisions, to be careful, and to be and to communicate those ideas and try to negotiate with the people around you. And if you don't do that, if you don't inform and you don't use your right to be taken, if you don't use your right to vote, then unfortunately it seems like democracy isn't a good system anymore. And maybe we need to start trying other shit. I don't want that because I do think democracy is better, but we can only do that if we're all
Yeah.
informed. This is to say, right to free speech happens in the same way. I think there's a responsibility to criticize and to correct and to negotiate in the marketplace of ideas. So when you hear someone say Nazi shit, you yell at them and you go, that shit isn't welcome here
Yeah.
because I don't want the cops to do it. So I think we have to. And if we can't, and Nazi people are just feeling free to wander around and say the Holocaust didn't happen, then
Yeah.
unfortunately, Germany kind of has a point and kind of just has to go, all right, we got to get the police involved and we got to stop this from happening. Because
Yeah.
clearly we let this happen for too long and people didn't stop each other. So we
Yeah.
kind of have to get the state involved at some point. So I would say the better society is likely the one where it's the people's responsibility to govern how we all speak, not the government's. And
I think I
what
generally agree with that, but then it still maybe is good to have little like put a button sometimes where it's like not that much. Y'all are kind of
I
like
think
with the Nazi shit. Yeah.
no,
Like I
but
think it was good that Germany did a bunch of the stuff peddling it back, but also like people are
but
always going to talk amongst each other, so then we need to be able to disprove each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I would say it's only necessary because it's Germany. Like I think that in America it's kind of good that we are
Oh,
all sort of correcting each other, and like we can kind of say Nazi shit because people will yell at you in the street, and like you can't
I
really
agree with
walk a
that.
Nazi flag because someone's gonna yell at you and tell you to get the fuck out of here, and you're gonna get pulled out of businesses. Yeah, and like people are gonna I think that's really good. I think that we should be
Yeah.
doing this constant self-correcting mechanism, so that the state doesn't have to get involved. And that's why it's like, I don't know, America did take a really principled decision on free speech, and I kind of like it.
Yeah. Okay, so I agree with all of that. Literally every single bit of that I agree with. I was
Okay,
just talking about like whenever I say free speech absolutist, I'm on Discord my whole fucking life. I'm talking about like
sure,
Discord
sure, sure, sure.
politics. I'm talking about like I the way that I run my server is like a fucking monarchy because I haven't figured out my shit yet. So it's like if you have to be nice to me, you have to be nice to my husband,
Uh,
you can't if I think you're too weird, I don't need a reason. I'm just like that's
totally.
mm-mm.
But yeah, 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 yeah.
If everybody doesn't like you, it doesn't matter. That's just like you don't belong here, you don't fit in. That's just how it's going. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Um
There's the colloquial sense of the word free speech, and I tend to reject it because
oh,
I think it's we
you
should
think we
use
should
the
use a different word or something?
well, free speech means two different things. It's like the way what the First Amendment is talking about is the thing that I'm saying, which is the government doesn't
Yeah.
get involved. That's what free speech means. And then
Yeah.
everyone used it. Weird little nerds are like, oh, well, technically, what about free speech? I should actually be able to speak on your campus, even if I'm saying the craziest thing possible.
Yeah.
And everyone's like stun locked because apparently no one knows what free speech means. And I think we should wrestle it back from the Ben Shapiro's of the world. No, you free speech
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you have to be invited to every single place that you speak. I
Yeah.
can ban you, and that's in some sense protecting freedom of speech.
Yeah. Because actual infinite free speech means that there's not gonna be because it's gonna restrict some people from. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But the the main point that I was trying to make though is that I basically like grew up with this idea that it would be best if you
yeah,
could enforce that on every level as you get lower, where it's like
totally,
and in the household and in the schools and in this group and this group and this group and even the small group that you and your friends put together. Like I should be allowed to like my dad is that fucking Shapiro.
totally.
So like his feelings are like hurt if you try to enforce a rule and he's like no but I should be allowed to no but this
Yeah,
but America works for that reason so then it should work here too so like that's
yeah. That's
uh
that's baby
yeah
boy shit, is what I call that.
I grew up past that but I haven't grown very far I haven't grew very far so I'm still figuring out but okay so basically I do think good for people to be able to explore these things because I think that it leads to overall person if you can like have the opportunity to make mistakes if you're just like believing things because people told you to I don't think
Sure, sure. And I do agree with you definitely to some extent, which is that shame is a really powerful thing. It can really paralyze you. And living in that paralysis is not helpful for your growth or for anyone around you.
but some
Um
things shouldn't grow I agree with that too like
yeah.
use it as
It's
a
all a
tool
balance.
also
It's all a balance. Really when you think about it, everything's really a balance.
but true
That's just a nothing statement that I can say to avoid saying anything meaningful.
oh yeah you mentioned being pro-life earlier I want to hear what you meant by
I
that was
actually
that
am
you
pro
being
life.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
a little bit.
wait. So, what does that mean to you when you say it? In both the legal way and the like what you hope people would do way.
Look, look. Here's what
I'm
I
actually
here's where I'm coming from. I have two kids. Okay, I personally, I actually talked to Destiny. I had an abortion debate with him. It was pretty good. Um, I when I had two kids. To me, I felt like they were people the moment I found out about them. you know, I was like, that is a that is like a that's my son, that's my daughter. Like
Yeah.
those are like people. To my wife, however, those were until pretty late. Like I want to say like probably around like the third trimester, pretty far into the pregnancy.
Yeah.
She felt like they were a sickness. Not like she still recognized like that's going to be a baby, but like
Obviously.
it was very difficult because she definitely didn't have this like affinity or um like yeah like this immediate attachment to them,
Yeah.
and it felt like she was like, I'm going to get attached to them just like when they're older. Like I don't know what, like, and she was like, she was almost
Yeah.
exasperated where I'm like, hey, that like, she's like, no, not yet. Like it's just a fetus now. Like, like she was very, um, I felt in the moment kind of cold. But now looking
Yeah.
back on it, it's like, okay, well, they're in her body. Like, who the
Yeah.
fuck am I to say when that person's life begins? That's just
Yeah.
my attitude. That's just how I feel. So I feel like I'm in a position, and I keep hitting that hubris argument, where it's like, damn, every single fucking person seems to have a different opinion on when life begins. And really, all I have is an opinion in a democracy
Yeah.
of 300 million people. So I'll raise my hand and I'll say, here's my vote. I think that um, it's complicated, I will say, because there's also a deep amount. I'm a careful missionary because I also recognize that there's a lot of problems that can happen when I
Yeah.
insert this idea that that is a human life. Because a lot of, for example, teenagers in Texas are going to disagree with me and feel like this is going to destroy their life and feel like they have no one to turn to and use um uh use a wire what's the thing
Coat
that
hanger.
people, yeah, co-hanger,
Yeah.
to give themselves an abortion, and often will kill themselves or deal irreparable damage to themselves. I recognize that, and in the same way that I believe that in the same way that I believe like a fetus is a person, I certainly believe that a teenage girl is a person, and also that's something that we all agree on.
Obviously. Yeah.
So that's something I'm really careful about. But I'll use a pretty extreme example. My sister was
Yeah.
assaulted, and there was a baby conceived because of it, and it was this heartbreaking decision. And she considered abortion for a while, and it was a
Yeah.
really difficult, really hard conversation to have. And um, she didn't ask my opinion, but if she did, I would have been honest and said, I think you should keep it. Like, I do think that that's a person, and I think that in some sense you might be killing that. And like, I don't know really, because like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do I know? A lot of people seem to disagree with me.
Yeah.
I don't have the hubris to tell her what it's not. And she kept the child, and to me that's my niece. It's like, that's crazy that that person might not have existed. Um, Whatever, a lot of people disagree with me, and like, I
Yeah.
recognize that I'm in a democracy. Like, that's something I really hit hard, is like, I don't have the hubris to tell other people what a human life is, or what when it begins. I have my thoughts, I have my perspective, but I'm not convinced by a lot of arguments that people use for pro-choice. But at the end of the day, like, um yeah, I don't know, I personally um would maybe uh I don't know. I feel so unconfident in it. It's like, would I vote for a pro-life politician? Probably not, because there's a lot of fucking baggage that comes with it. They don't really care about pre-K. They don't really care about
Yeah.
universal health care. They don't really care about anything that like I definitely care about. And it seems like
If you
is
could take all those things away in vacuum in a hypothetical world that does not exist, then
it's
would you hit a button and be like, no abortions ever again?
would I hit that button? No, because that's not democratic. But would I vote for a candidate? Yes, I think I would.
Okay.
Um, if more than 50% of people are like, yeah, I do think that, and a lot of people are like, that's murder. You know, a lot of people do genuinely think that a fetus is a human being, and I think that's like genuinely what frustrates me the most about pro-choice people is they genuinely think that like, I don't know what their theory of mind is for their opponents are, but like it seems like they don't recognize that the other person genuinely thinks that that is a human being that is being
Yeah.
murdered. Um, whether or not they're
That's
right,
me,
that
by
is
the
what
way.
they
I'm
think.
like super pro-choice. I'm like following along, trying to think like yeah. I don't often talk to people that feel this way.
Sure, sure.
And part of why it's so scary to me is because I understand that it's loaded with that human life thing.
Yeah, it's a very loaded. It's a
The part
loaded
that's uncomfortable
conversation.
to me is weighing like like putting the life of the teenage girl so that this would be, I don't want to say equal. That doesn't, I guess it is. Yeah.
Well, what I would say is that if more than 50% of the, and like whatever, that's all we have is democracy. If enough people are like saying, yeah, I do think that that's genuinely a life, and I think that you're in the wrong. I think that you're a little bit of a psychopath for not
Well,
thinking
yeah.
that
I get that
that's a
you're
baby.
being democratic about it. I'm not talking about
It's like
you.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Like, I think we have to be more specific because, like, there's a difference
Yeah.
between what
So
I would tell her and like what I would think internally and what I would do if that were my child. Does that make sense?
I want to know. Man, it's so sticky with it being a family example.
Sure.
I just I want to know. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
You're
organizing.
good.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
organizing.
yeah, yeah.
Let me cook. Let me cook. So the human life, the even if I were to put myself in your head and be like, okay, so that's a human life. This is a human life. The one that has more experiences and ties around them, I'm still like, I feeling is that I feel more compelled to protect that life. And so then if even if it were to be that,
Sure. But
and then
you understand that
then I
like
don't understand why you wouldn't grant edge cases is what I'm trying to get at.
would I grant edge cases? We would have to look through those edge
Like,
cases, but
okay,
I do want to say real quick that
yeah,
I fundamentally disagree with this like idea of like experience because in a lot of ways I would
okay.
save a child over an adult, even though the adult has more experience. Like I do think that there is something a little bit more precious, and I don't know what it is. Like it's a gut
About like the
feeling that I have.
potential.
Yeah, there. I don't know what exactly it is, but like there's a gut
Mhm.
feeling that like the kids need to be protected. Like I do need
Yeah,
to get that child out of the burning house. Like I I love my wife. If it's a choice
yeah,
between my wife or my kids, I'm taking my kids. Like and I hope my wife does the same thing. I hope my
yeah.
wife leaves me there. Like um
That,
yeah,
that
I
might make sense for a parent. I might make sense
sure.
for a parent to do. Yeah,
But it's also like she has different intuitions than I do. Like she's saying that like
sounds like it.
yeah, like a baby to her doesn't exist
Is
until
she
like
pro-choice?
yeah, I would yeah, largely so. I mean, she understands my perspective, but I'm also like not
Yeah,
I'm really I think that you meet a lot of pro-lifers who are really asserting their position on like we need to do this. This is a global issue. We need to burn down Planned Parenthood without really acknowledging like the theory of mind of other people that like wait, hold on, those aren't people though. Those like it's like clipping toenails. That like
yeah,
it's almost like we're burning a fire down because we're burning a house down because people are clipping their toenails in there. And that would be crazy, you know? It's like if that's all you genuinely think it is, and it seems like a lot of people think that, by the way. A lot of people think that abortion is to some degree. I mean, it's probably somewhere in between clipping your toenails and murdering someone because I think that they take it with a little bit more weight than clipping their toenails. But like to some degree, it is like that's not a person yet. That's not worthy of
yeah,
a consideration of life yet. And I don't like that's something that we really need to grapple with is that like a lot of people just don't think this is a human being and I really try to
yeah,
grapple with that and I really try to express that I'm not trying to like assert my opinion over
yeah.
another.
I
Yeah.
understand that, by the way, that you're still like this is my vote. That you're not like I'm telling all of you guys that you're murdering, and I'm gonna stop what you're doing right now. Like that's, yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I'm the minority, okay, shit, maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong, I don't know. I'm not gonna burn someone's house down because they're clipping toenails.
Yeah. And to be like my opinion of it, and I think I felt this way basically my whole life. And I've had abortions.
Mm-hmm.
So I to me it's basically like if you were clipping toenails, but it also opened the woman up to maybe some potential mental and physical danger. And I think that before, when I was younger, before I got an abortion, I had a feeling that it was going to be like on average more harmful to the average like woman that got it. I was like, you're definitely going to be like really sad and like feeling all sorts of things. And then I was like, huh, I didn't really feel that way.
Yeah,
A lot of people I talked to didn't really feel that way.
sure,
I had multiple abortions, and one of those I did have a strong response afterwards, and then one of them I didn't.
sure,
Um,
sure.
I to me, I can mostly attribute it to circumstances. Is the way that I feel about it.
No, sure, and that's fair. Like,
Yeah,
I'm really not like I am trying to do polls. You know, I want to find out how other people are feeling because to me that feels very foreign. You know,
yeah.
like
I
I'm
mean, I could
like,
tell, yeah, because everything you're describing, I'm like, wow, wow.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then that's
yeah.
like, I don't get to talk to a lot of atheists that also feel this way. That's like, I'm trying to figure out,
Sure, sure, sure. That's super
like,
fair.
yeah, it's like foreign to me. I'm like, I don't know how those things go together. I'm trying to figure out why. Like,
Yeah, I understand.
in me, I just choose to believe this and that. Those are my axioms, and that's it. Like, but I don't know
Sure,
how
sure,
to.
sure, sure. But yeah, yeah, yeah. That's largely how I feel about abortions. Um, I think that um, but it's like there's never a choice in like even if my even if my wife or I were to like impregnate someone or something like
Yeah,
I you know if they ask me my opinion I'd probably say like you know I would say like look I'm gonna be honest like that I do think that's my kid you know but it's also like damn I also have to recognize that like you just feel a completely different thing than I do
yeah,
and like it's I think that we only attribute psychopathic behavior to behavior that um exists within like less than a percent of the population. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like if it's you know like you called religious people delusional and it's like okay, but they outnumber you. So who are you to say? Like there's there's like that's not what a delusion is really. Like I I don't
Okay. I guess okay. I shouldn't use the. I do. I feel really strongly that that should be a medical word that means a thing. Like I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
It's just like
hold on. I do feel
yeah.
like I can't tell how literally a lot of people believe in those things. And then if you do literally believe in the Bible, I do think if you think Jesus walked on water, I think you might. I think I might just call that
Why?
not that you're actively always engaging with because
No, 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 but you genuinely think that uh you
it's
know
so far from what anyone
someone
could
made
see.
this. And if someone made this, why is it so crazy that whoever made this could manipulate it in
Someone
ways that
made
we can't?
this.
Made the
You're
world.
talking about the
Someone made the
oh,
world.
oh,
Someone made this desk in front of me. Someone made the fingers in front of me. If you have that belief, it's like, all right, well, like there's some person like if you know you look at a chair like someone made that chair. It's like okay, well then they're
yeah,
probably gonna know how to disassemble it in ways that I have no idea.
yeah.
Like maybe
I
that's a
just
bad example, but
no, I know what you're saying. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to because this whole like world was made by somebody. It's this is another
yeah,
like
it's a hard position to put yourself in. Yeah, I understand, and like, I think I think an
I need to be better at
understated.
this. That's why I like talking about it with you. I
No, no,
need
no,
to
sure,
like
sure, sure. And this is an understated part of like conversations is I think people vastly misunderstand how, or underestimate how different people are, like on a fundamental level. Like I don't know, like
these things do
personalities
feel
or
really
affinities.
obvious to me. I'm like, oh no. Yeah.
Sure, but yeah, yeah,
Especially it's like I've had like a lot of moments like this in my life where I'm like, oh my god, like I gotta think harder about it. But this is like I knew it would be a good idea to talk to you because this is like because I already think you're smart and I already think so then I'm
well, thank you.
like that's like it always makes me think harder when I'm like, how does this smart person like believe this? Like because like
Sure, because
you know
I
the
mean I think
youngest
this
version of me would say like I thought they were smart, but like that's the next step is like why do they think that? Yeah.
for sure, and like I would not consider myself a socialist or a communist, but Albert Einstein was. He was certainly smarter than me. uh, you know,
I'm like, is it the same thing?
what?
I don't know what that means for he existed way before any of the people that I hear use that word, so I don't know what that word meant to him.
I think he was largely in favor of what Marx advocated for.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know shit, but I think I have an idea. I have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I attribute that to it. There's a couple ways that I make sense of that in my head, but it's like, whatever. There's a bunch of intelligent people out there who fundamentally think of very, very different. I mean, what's his name? Oh wow, why can't I think? Stephen Hawking. Um, he was religious. He believed in God.
Yeah, that threw me off. I usually, whenever I'm just like day by day, the way that I think about this, and I know that this is a terminating thought. I know I need to. This is why I'm talking to you. I'm trying to think
Sure.
about these things,
No, I love
and it
it.
helps me also in between it to like rewatch it and then take notes. I'm having fun doing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the thought I usually have is like, yeah, everybody in his generation is like that. They grew up with that. If you were, but then if I wasn't trying to think about the way that you thought at all, I would be like, yeah, he was born Mormon. Of course, that
But
he
weren't
still has some
weren't you
leftover
born
stuff with that.
atheist?
Literally, yeah, like that's like,
Yeah,
and I know anybody could say that about me too. So then I'm like, I always have those in my head, like ready,
sure,
where I'm like, you were born, you're mentally ill. It's because you're a sex worker. It's because like I try to like
sure.
be aware of those things so that I don't do it like to other people. Yeah.
Because I remember thinking as a Mormon, going like, isn't it a coincidence that Mormons just happened to be the one thing that was right, and I just was born into it? What a crazy
Yeah.
like, and it's like,
I do
yeah,
feel really uncomfortable with that, being born with my parents being atheist and then still feeling that way even as I get older. I do feel really uncomfortable with that.
yeah,
So I understand. I'm just
yeah.
like,
I just don't. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
we can pivot because you wanted to talk about dog warts, whatever the fuck that is.
Oh my god.
You've been yapping about it for forever.
What? Hold on, I need to have dog words ready. Hold on.
Also, you are
So
roboting like crazy. You're
I am.
yeah, your like internet is.
Oh, my
I
fucking
don't know if
internet.
the stream is bad, but on my end it's
Yes, I
pretty.
will.
You're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
I'll see.
LMAO. Megu, you're here at Megu. Tell me, do I sound like a robot
Right.
to you
Or if
guys?
oh,
Is
maybe
my
it's just on my
stream?
side. Actually, sorry, it
Yeah,
looks
it's
good
just on
on.
your
I'm
side.
looking at your YouTube right now, and it looks fine.
Okay, cool. Hey, so I need to make sure that I don't botch this. So I'm at Jarvis. Uh, oh wait, my phone. Okay, I lost my phone. Fuck it. So
Yo,
it's a from Destiny shit. That's like why my friends already know about it. So God, this I'm trying to find somebody else that already.
I found
I'm trying to
someone.
copy it. I'm
I
trying
just
to
looked
jack
it
it from
up.
somebody else, but the way that people no, you can't spoil it. Ah!
Okay,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at it. I found an explanation.
Now
I'm
I feel
just
like I already know how you're gonna answer. Oh my
no.
God.
I didn't see it. I'm gonna just message you. Hold on, let me do this.
So
Boom, boom, boom. I just texted you. I messaged you something, and I didn't look at it. Someone.
okay,
It had 88 likes on the Reddit.
the way that everybody phrases it is so like hyperbolic and funny though. I need to make it bare bones for you. I can't
That's not good.
the one I was reading. Oh my fucking God.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't, that's not, it doesn't, this isn't even asking the right parts. So okay, so there's a portal in your room. There's a portal, imagine.
Okay.
Nobody knows what happens inside of the portal.
Okay.
When you go in the portal, there is a dog. You can choose the breed of the dog. You can choose any traits about the dog.
Okay.
You time you have sex with the dog.
What?
Somehow you get money every time you have sex with the dog.
I understand.
This is the hypothetical.
Yeah, it's basically what would you do?
That's the lowest amount.
Because from a real utilitarian perspective, it really only matters on a societal level what you choose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I think it would do.
You don't fuck the dog.
It would do deep irreparable damage to my psyche.
That's what I thought you would say. That's what I thought.
Like that would haunt me. I think that would really freak me out. That
You
would
would
really.
choose not haunting yourself over like curing blindness for X number of people because you can make your lowest amount like $1 million. Like
Here's the real question. Here's the real question. Because here's one I don't really know how to answer. What if you could scrub your memory afterward?
I was okay. Literally, as soon as I was describing the portal, I was like, you know what? This isn't included in the original hypothetical, but just for Hunter, I just want to make sure that he knows he's gonna keep his memories after. Because I was like, I feel like you're gonna say that. But okay, yeah, if you couldn't keep your memories after, obviously, yeah, you're probably gonna fuck the dog, right? Like that's
Yeah, I'd probably have to.
okay. So that
That
is okay.
to.
That's an appropriate answer. I'd probably have to.
I'd probably, yeah, I would feel very forced to.
Just so you know, all of my friends that I would ask this question to are a very different type of person. And
yeah,
are
they're
very
like, hell
excited to answer.
yeah! I've been waiting for this. Now no one can shame me.
The discussion is usually
Psychos.
about what breed of dog. By the way, if you had to choose a breed, if I had to force you to choose what breed,
I would choose. You know what I would do? I would choose
what?
on a. I would choose on a. I would choose randomly to make sure that it didn't like affect me. It's like why would I? Like I couldn't look at.
That's such
I
a
would.
funny answer.
I would want to choose randomly. Like that's something I need
You don't
to not
try
have
to
control
choose
over.
for an because you're really concerned about protecting your own.
Absolutely.
Oh, no,
I couldn't.
wrong.
Hold on. My psyche.
You should choose one that's big enough that it can take you. Like,
No. No.
I'm
No.
sorry. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's it's fine that you're asking, but jeez. Yeah,
I'm
I
so
would not
glad you
want to
let me
choose.
ask. Thank you.
I wouldn't want to choose. I couldn't choose.
Wow. There's a follow-up question to this
Go
that
ahead.
I already, if you don't know, if this isn't giving you any issues, if you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it, then like this other one isn't even usually to people that would say like, yeah, I'll do it. Then the next question is, what is the dollar amount slash what would you do like if the dog does not consent? That's big one. Dark.
Wait, sorry. So
dark
it's
dog
yeah,
words.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if it were probably
And then
upwards
it's like a vegan argument where it's
upwards
like
of
the
tens of millions of dollars and like I could
yep,
really put that to like genuine good
yep.
use, I would have to and I would feel I might have to kill myself afterward. That's like a
You would survive it. You would survive it. I think you're underestimating. You're
I would have to I would
really.
yeah, I really
It's a.
think
Don't you eat
huh?
burgers?
Yes?
Like, I
Hold on. I hate this shit.
hold on.
I hate this shit.
Eat pets. Your
Hold
pets
on.
don't.
Hold on.
You treat your pets nicer than people treat the cows, though.
Hold on. Obviously, we could look at this evolutionarily as well. We could look at this in a number of different ways, okay? Obviously, it's a little bit evolutionary advantageous to be chill with eating it, and there is no evolutionary advantage to sexually assaulting animals. The idea, so obviously we're like there's pre-baked morality
That's
into this
true.
that like it is okay because sort of it kind of needs to be okay. And we're
Yeah.
like only now for the first time in like hundreds of thousands of years we don't need to. And now we're all like looking at each other like, "Why the fuck are you still doing it?" It's like this is a very recent thing in terms of human evolution where like we don't need
But
to eat animals. The second thing I need to say is
yeah,
you need to understand social implications a little bit. That, like, we are such social creatures. There is no social drawback to eating meat. There is a deep, deep, intrinsic, psychic, like, fundamental social awareness. Anytime anyone goes, "Oh, really? You have no problem eating meat? Why don't you fucking fuck it?" You're
well,
an idiot. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're a stupid person. I hate those. This is why I hate vegans. Oh
I'm
man.
saying I think I can prove that you don't value animals like you value people. That's the
Of
point.
course. Duh. Easy.
Like you're saying that you
Duh.
would fuck it to save all the people. So obviously,
yes, duh.
like you're putting it, but this. So
yeah, of course I
how
value
does it
animals more
become-
than people.
You mean the other way,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course, I
Yeah,
value
yeah. But
humans more than people, or humans more than
not that
animals.
much more, right? Because you're still like, it would fuck me up for life if I fucked
It
it.
fucked me
Like,
up.
that's what I'm saying. That's what
A
I'm saying is
human.
that you're. That's what I'm saying is that you feel like why? Okay, explain why. Explain why.
There's a really hard conversation when it comes to hurting others. I've heard this attributed to Abraham Lincoln. I don't know who did it. I don't know who actually did it.
Okay, no, back up to if it's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I am interested in what you were going to say. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
He gives this thought experiment. I don't know if this is actually something he said, but this is attributed to him sometimes. He gives this thought experiment where legend goes, he was talking to someone on a train. He was talking to someone about how morality, or sorry, selflessness, or there's another word for selflessness. Altruism doesn't exist. That actually no one is altruistic. And I was like, "What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?" And he goes, "No, yeah, altruism actually doesn't exist." And then they're on a train, and he sees a goat up ahead on the train tracks, and he goes, "Stop! Stop! 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 Stop!" And he stops the whole train, and he's like, he goes out, gets the goat, carries it away, tends to it, makes sure it's okay, comes back to the train, and he's like, "Man, I'm delayed. Like I was supposed to be somewhere." And someone's like, "Why the hell did you just say altruism doesn't exist? That was the kindest thing I've ever seen another human being
Yeah.
do." And he goes, "Well, if I didn't, I would feel awful."
Yeah, it still benefits him in like
It
a
still
mental way.
yeah, it still benefits you morally and like psychically. Like not psych. I don't mean psychically. You understand what I
I know
mean?
what you
Like
mean.
it like
Yeah,
emotionally.
psychologically. Yeah.
Yeah, psychologically. Um, I I don't know. I don't know if I put in my axioms that
I think I
human beings are worthy of care. Maybe to some degree they are, because I think it probably fucks us up when we treat animals poorly. Um,
what kind of animal? Like what kind of so is it because it's big? Is it because
because
it
it's
you can
similar to
see it?
us.
So okay,
Because
okay,
a
okay. So
fucking
I
puppy
agree. I
looks
agree
like
with
a
all this.
baby,
Okay.
and your brain goes
But not
when
insects,
something
right?
has
Like
a
we're
big
still
ass
gonna
head and a small body. You go, that shit's
yes.
cute, and I need to protect that shit. And when a puppy goes, you go, hell yeah, I want that shit. And wolves literally have adapted big ass heads into dogs because people are like, I'm taking care of this now because it looks
Yeah.
like a baby, and I'm gonna take care of this now. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I forget what I was saying, but like, yeah, like I do think that there's also like when we talk about also eating meat, there's a way that you can distance yourself deeply away from what's occurring. And there's like a psychological um comfort to that. You know, it's a pillow.
Yeah.
But you can't there's no pillow to having sex with animals. That's happening right there and you can't deny it.
Okay,
You
whenever
have
you
to
phrase
fuck
it
your
like that,
brain
it
up.
sounds crazy. But then I
I
was thinking, like,
agree.
I can conceive of a
Why
person.
is everyone on the internet obsessed with these stupid ass hypotheticals that like we can't like we can really use our intuitions on this one. Actually, we can really use our intuitions and go, I actually don't think we're worse people because we eat animals than dog fuckers.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That
I'm
is,
saying
I
I
think it
feel
actually
no,
is. I'm
I'm
gonna
not okay
pigeonhole in
with
this
going
position.
through the motions as if like I want to like stop and inspect and be like, do you actually
I
do you think
understand.
a dog is man's best friend? Like I really want to know. Like would you if you had to like and then it seems like you are actually but I'm just
But I go pretty extreme on this. I would eat dog meat. I wouldn't care about that.
for fun or for necessity.
I don't, for fun. I would try it. If I
Just to
went to
try it.
China, if I went to China, I would try it for sure.
Makes sense.
I don't like other, like I've eaten tongue and I don't like it.
I think I might not have to I might have to
But
know
cow tongue, obviously.
how it's sourced. I think I would be. I'm having the thing
Do
where I'm
you?
like the dog looks like a baby, and that makes me sad. I don't
Yeah,
know if I want to eat
exactly,
it.
exactly. It's just it's
If it died of natural causes, I want to try to eat everything, but I don't think I could prove that it died of natural causes if it comes from a fucking restaurant. That's like if I'm paying money for them to kill more dogs. I don't
yeah,
know.
and like I think that I sound so impassionate when I say this, but like I have I've accidentally killed a cat and it broke my fucking heart. There was a cat
Yeah,
on the road and I ran it over. It was already like its body was smushed. And I didn't even like see it until it was like too
yeah,
late, and I saw like, oh, that still lives in my fucking memory. Like that haunts me, and I probably
yeah.
put it out of its misery. but that's also maybe just something I tell myself just to feel better. Because oh my god, that was a really
Yeah.
like, like I'm still a person, and I still recognize where these emotions are coming from. It's like, is it evolutionarily probably likely that the reason why we care about cats, and I don't really care about a fly hitting the windshield, is just because we are an evolutionary species and we're just trying to take care of our young, and actually cats just look more like babies than flies do, so we tend to care more about those things? Sure, but also I care about a cat. I care about it dying. I
Yeah.
want it to die, and I don't want to kill it. And it really sucked when it happened.
Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry that happened. And it does sound like you probably put it out of its misery, even though it's like a harsh thing.
no,
I know
sure,
why it's
yeah.
and you don't sound impassionate. That's like I know you're not like, oh, but that's like you no, that's perfect
Yeah.
level of empathy. But that's like uh 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 I think so whenever you're saying looks like a baby, are you including in this? Are you talking about intelligence or appearance or both? Is intelligence lumped into this or no?
Yeah, but
It
largely
is?
just
Okay.
because when we interact with a dog, we're like, "Oh shit, this is like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a that's like a it's really interacting with me and kind of
It's
getting what I'm
responding to me.
doing."
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it's like, and I could even say like I've had cats and I've had children, and like I think that cats might be more intelligent than a baby at like 1 month old. You know, like those babies at 1 month old, they are nothing. They got no thoughts going in. They can't even see shit. They can't respond to anything. They know hungry and pain. That's
Yeah.
really it. They barely know joy. Like it's like I don't know. No, they know joy. I don't know. You really don't see a lot of like laughter and smiling until they're like, you know, a few months old.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is all to say like I think people feel this affinity towards things that are dumber than cats, and when you see a cat go, you go, "Oh shit." I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, 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 you are. It's that's like this is the main this is one of the main things where I'm like, oh, we're different. We're definitely different. Because to me, I'm like, how to relate it to the red pill, blue pill thing. I feel like it's important for me to choose not to listen to that part of like to me it's like really important that like I don't feel
What's really important? I don't know. I don't think I'm
on
following.
emotional responses to things that are only showing that they like have a capacity to respond to me. Um like animals. Um
So you just discard your
like that's
feeling? I don't understand.
well like don't act on it. Like kinda, yeah.
No, but you're not going to go torture a cat.
No, okay, that's not what I'm saying.
I
I'm
don't get
saying
what
it's
you're
important.
saying. Which I'm saying
Let me okay,
obviously
let
you're
me
not. I'm saying obviously you're not. Meaning I trust you. I trust your moral system. I'm confused about what you're saying. Please clarify. That's what I meant by that.
thank you. So I don't like okay, so like if I want to eat a burger, I can't afford to feel sad about like
Yeah, but
I
you're
don't know how to
probably wrong. You're probably like vegans probably do have the moral argument here. It's probably bad.
I
We're
was just
just
thinking that a
slaughtering.
vegan would smack me down just now. I know.
Like, because I've
You're
definitely
not
come
a
to the
vegan, so give me a
position.
chance. Hold on.
No, sure. I'll just say
Listen.
I've come to the position that just vegans are probably just more moral people than I am, and
Mhm,
like
mhm.
I really should eat healthier, or not eat healthier, eat less meat, and like
Um,
I do it because I'm indulgent and it's something I'm trying to change, and it's something
I
like I forget.
mostly agree with that. I'm sorry, I didn't
What?
mean to cut you off. I'm so
No, no,
sorry.
no, 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 no. What were you saying? You mostly agree with what?
I mostly agree with that, except
Okay.
there's like a thing above that where I'm like, it's really important that people are fulfilled and indulging if that leads to your fulfillment, and not indulging would lead to you being like a more
And if
unhappy
you're
person that would
murdering
do less good
animals,
in the world
good.
for humans, less good in the world for humans.
So that's your
Even
that's
if
your
that
marker.
means, even if it means torturing the cows.
You think that it's just okay, yeah, and here's the immediate disconnect, and here's really where utilitarianism succeeds.
Yep.
people aren't going to be fulfilled torturing cows. That's not a thing. You just
We're not
made up
torturing them though. We're not.
you made up a
Someone else
situation.
is. I'm eating the burger.
Yeah, it's probably bad, honestly, for our psyche to like consistently have this detachment from what we're actually doing.
Really? I think that's required to be healthy. I think that's really
What do you mean
I think
required to
that's
be
like a
healthy?
skill that I've been trying to my whole and I think people need it more. That detachment thing that you're saying to be able to compartmentalize and then it might be bad for people to work at those jobs. I think that I can conceive of a person who isn't harmed by it and those people can have those jobs, but I don't know how to guarantee that those are the ones that are jobs. If we can automate it, maybe that'd be, I don't know. But that's because if I had to be the one murdering the cow, I guess that sucks. I guess I don't want anyone to be the one.
There's a demand, right? We're paying a bunch of money because there's
Yeah,
a demand.
but I'm talking about the burger eaters. But yeah,
Yeah, but like what you're facilitating is an economy where some people are are encouraged to essentially torture these animals.
so you're focused on the workers at the place.
I don't I'm I don't know.
It's not like you're
It's a
saying
good
it's
question.
bad for us to detach.
I think what I usually come down to is I care about animals because it's good for people to care about animals. Like
Yeah,
and like really at the very end of it all is because people like human beings lives matter and our enjoyment matters and our pleasure and joy and satisfaction matters. I just fundamentally disagree with this idea that like, well, what if torturing cows was good for us? It's not it's going to fuck you up. It's going to really mess with your idea of empathy. And if you spend your whole
what do
life
you mean by
just
going
slaughtering
to?
cows,
You're
I'm
talking
saying,
about doing it firsthand,
yeah, I'm saying
eating a burger.
I'm saying farmers who
Okay,
consistently
okay.
have to like slaughter animals are
I agree
probably
with all of this.
desensitized to violence to a degree that
Yeah,
I probably find unhealthy, and I want to recognize that it's city folk that are facilitating that behavior because we are the demand
yep.
for that behavior, and we're paying them good money. So
So
why
whenever
wouldn't
you're talking about it being bad to be detached, you're saying that it's bad because it's like neglectful of those farmer type people who would be taking up those jobs who are going to become desensitized, and then also all the people that live around them that are going to be around these people that are predisposed to violence and whatever, whatever. Maybe not predisposed, but like desensitized,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that usually speaking, I kind of back into my like it's like the like small brain, big brain, bigger galaxy brain,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. I feel like small brain is like your intuitions are probably correct. And then it goes galaxy, galaxy, it's like, well, actually we should be the guy. And then at the very end it's like your intuitions are probably correct. Like I feel like the more I think about
Listen to your gut. Yeah.
like the more I think about like genuinely what is good for people, it's like I do think that like we all kind of think that bullying is bad or like
Yeah.
hurting like like when it's like, oh well, it's like when I was a kid I thought, and it's like, well, did you really think that that was okay? Like did you really think that that was good? Did you really feel like that was making you a better person and a happier
Yeah.
person? Cuz I don't think it was. And it's like, well, oh, our intuitions tell us that gay people, and it's like, well, I think that we kind of know that it kind of hurts ourselves when we're hurting other people, when we're hating other people,
Yeah.
and that it's probably not a good place to live with such spite and anger. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a bit of an intuitionist. Like I do think
Yeah.
that there's definitely cases in which our intuitions can lead us astray, awry. I 100% agree, and I think we should really be thinking about our intuitions and being really careful about it all. Because I also there's a ton of cases in which it's it's bad just not thinking about things. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like I'm surprised at how often I think about something and then I get back to the original conclusion that I had at the beginning of it all. And I
Feel that a lot. I do feel that a lot. Yeah.
and maybe that's
I think
survivorship bias. Maybe that's just me being, or not. That's confirmation bias. But
yeah,
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. I was gonna say because I'm like my little brain, bigger brain, galaxy brain is like we got to be really fucking skeptical of all that, and then I'm like, no, no, it's probably just Occam's razor everything, just don't, and then it's like even bigger, and then it's like, but, and then that's like the my big thing is like I feel like I wanna, hold on, let me try to,
I didn't really follow you there. I'm sorry.
no, you're good, you're good. So the thing that you were saying earlier about like you think that it, the way you were speaking about like it being bad for farmers, I think that I agree with you generally. I guess, okay, so I have a question. So do you think, do you think that there are some people that could engage with that job in a way where it wouldn't be unhealthy for them? Or do you think that like that's going to be, I don't, yeah, do you think like 100% of people that do that job, do you think that that for any person necessarily,
It's a good question. I don't know. I think that it's possible. I would say that it's probably possible for someone to be very aware of what they're doing and to say, yeah, but like they
thinking about
should
like
probably
doctors,
be
like
a
doctors are
they
way
should
different than
probably
me.
be aware. I would I'm gonna I might bite the bullet and say no. Like I don't I and whatever
Okay.
whatever like I'm not trying to speak in like I'm some big authority or like I'm trying to challenge them. I have shit that like I'm dealing with and like I'm it's probably making me a worse person that I engage with every day. But like I do think that largely speaking, farmers like they should probably recognize they don't have to do this, and they're largely just doing it because there's a monetary incentive, and that we live in a day and age where we don't need to be killing all of these animals. I do think that that's like that is a truth that I don't know how often many of them grapple with and like really feel and really think about. I think that they just go, "It's an honest living. It ain't much, but it's and they just move forward and they just like, well, it's money, and they don't care
Yeah,
enough to really think about how they're feeling."
that makes sense. So what I'm trying to ask is like the, do you think that for, so 100% of the time you think it's like doing something to like erode something in their brain where they're going to be like more desensitized to violence 100% of the time, like you don't think that there is a way that somebody could engage with that job?
I for
um
sure could be wrong, but I'll say right now I think maybe not. I think yeah, that's
okay,
that genuinely and whatever like definitely to a small degree. I'm not saying these guys are serial killers at all, and
obviously, yeah.
like we're all desensitized to violence. Um, like that's something that whatever everyone has to some degree felt, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that yeah we're having people essentially have a livelihood that is desensitizing them to violence, and I think that's not good because it's not needed.
So mm, this like needed part is like throwing a wrench in like what I was thinking. I'm trying to decide if
Oh,
it,
interesting.
so
Because to me
I keep
it's
thinking
like
about,
if you need to
yeah,
do this shit, if you need to kill a pig because it's like this is how we're eating today, fair, like that's a really easy conscious decision
don't
that
think
you
that
can make.
that alone, you don't think seeing it alone, it's like
Because
it's only
I think
going
they're
to,
grappling with the reality of the situation where they're going, well, I'm choosing my life over theirs, and that's like that's an okay decision because I'm me. I think that's
yeah.
something that they're grappling with, and they understand the immediacy of the problem, and they're like, yeah, this is like, yeah, I guess it sucks, but like, what am I supposed to do here? Like
So
I
you're
gotta.
okay. So
For sure
I,
could be wrong on all this, but
no, you're good. You're good. I'm just trying to figure out because for me, I'm like I relate. Like I know you're just saying like to immediately feed myself right now, and then I'm thinking like money, livelihood. Like I still kind of.
yeah, but you
Um,
could choose other jobs.
I actually this is,
No
I had an
way.
argument about this like fucking last week.
Stop.
I actually I I run a bunch of defense for people that do not. I think it's a very like human thing that I feel like to treat it like a tangible thing, even though I know like anybody could get their ass up at any point and walk into a place and say, "Are you hiring?" Like that's, I still like have a lot of like I want. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. Oh my god. Um,
Do you
when
want help
people
or do you
feel
want to?
like paralyzed because of like young age, or did you say you'll help?
No, no, no. I was just. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
You got your thread.
yeah. Like if they feel like paralyzed, and then the reason is because of like bad circumstances of some kind, then it's like Like if it's like and I lump young age in with that, even if they have a good situation. I'm still like,
Mm-hmm.
that sucks to be a young person. You don't know what's going on. That's
Mm-hmm.
I think most young people kind of feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure
One
about
hundred
this. So then
percent.
I'm like, and feel like they usually have to rely on other people for stuff, and then that's going to be and depending on how much you have to rely on what things for what, which I think like anybody could potentially be like really like not like I would consider that person like not very like I don't want to say autonomous, but like I would make a lot of excuses for somebody that's doing a job that's really like I would be like that job is doing a bad thing in the world by existing. You shouldn't be taking up that job if you ever turn on your brain and can consider it. And if okay, I'll say like if somebody
Well,
like has the capacity to be like this is bad and then is like I'm gonna do it anyways. Fuck you, I'm gonna get mine. Then like that's like but I think a lot of people don't even get to that point and they're
one
just like
hundred
this probably
percent.
isn't that bad,
One
right?
hundred
Yeah.
percent. I 100% agree, and I think that this, um, it's odd because it feels like you're changing my argument into like fuck these fucking farmers and they need to like change it. It's like I'm recognizing that like I do the same thing. It's like shit. We all just sort of like live our lives and kind of detach ourselves from what's going on, but
Yeah.
like in order to probably be more fulfilled and to probably be more thoughtful and to probably be more aware of things, you should probably be grappling with what you're doing and recognizing what kind of impact am I making. And I think that the farmer, if he were to do that, he would come to the unfortunate conclusion that he doesn't really need to do that. And like, I have
Yeah.
sympathy, of course. It's like if you're in a farming
Okay, okay.
family and you only grew up around that, like I've had that. Like I've had
I was
shitty
thinking, yeah.
jobs where like I know I probably could find a way to get a better job and to live a more fulfilling life and to like actually pick myself up. But like I
Yeah.
was really stuck in the rut. I was really depressed. I was really like I of course I've been I have sympathy for
Yeah.
them. But like there is an awareness. It's like yeah, to be a fully fleshed out like mature adult human being, you should probably get to the point where you recognize I don't think I need to be doing this. And maybe
Yeah.
it's maybe bad that I'm engaging in this shit when I don't really need to. And like, why am I killing like so many animals? This is
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm breeding them to kill them. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this is
I
doing something to me and we don't need to be doing this.
Okay, so all of it makes sense. I'm sorry I came off as like trying to like change your argument. So I'm not trying to like reframe it.
No,
I
no, no,
the
you're
reason
fine. You're
why
fine.
I'm
You're fine.
asking is because I just wanted to know like where similarly you view all people to be and like what you would expect from somebody.
I
Like I don't
expect,
know how to
yeah, it's a really good question. I expect, actually, I don't know how to answer this. Hold on. I was going to say I expect almost nothing, but I don't know how true that is. Um, yeah, I think I expect a lot from the people who I have immediate closeness to, who like I feel like I have a, they'll my opinion matters more.
yeah.
But like the average person, I expect very little of. Because I sort of recognize like I don't know, I don't know. Maybe the question needs to be better understood. What do you feel? What do you feel like you have a lot of expectations for, or maybe not? I feel like I don't really.
I expect most people to be very busy with like their day to day and to
Yeah,
not
I feel that.
and I also don't expect for that reason, I don't expect it to really be damaging them, even if they're doing things that I would be like, that's obviously very harmful. I watch people do terrible stuff all the time, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it sounds so silly, but in my head, I'm like, they're broke.
No, no, no,
Or that's
sure.
just
Well,
not time to think
I'll,
about that.
I'll give an example. My brother, who I really is a really, I mean, he grew up in a horrible, horrible situation. He's adopted, and we
Yeah,
adopted him when he was like, um, yeah, around 2 years old, and he was extremely neglected for the first 2 years of his life. He was eating
yeah,
food out of trash cans. He was, like comforting people for food because it's the only way he learned how to get it. There was like I could go on and on and on about his situation. He was a
yeah,
deeply self-destructive person. He had a lot of psychological issues. He really struggled to integrate. He's 28 years old, and I'm uh, tomorrow or in 2 days, I guess. No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to his court case because he assaulted a bunch of people, and like he's probably going to jail.
Jesus.
And it's like I can look at his situation. I can probably recognize like he's. I can recognize and empathize. Like I don't know if I would do any better.
Yeah,
If I were that fucked up from day one, And like I would crave, I mean, I look at how he's chosen to live his life and I'm like it does
Yeah.
make sense. But also you are an adult and you do have children, like you have a child and you have a wife, and like there is responsibilities that you need to have, or else like I think guilt is a thing I care a lot less about, or fault
Mhm,
is a
mhm.
lot
Yeah.
thing I care a
You
lot less.
mentioned that last time. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like
Yeah.
because I don't
Not very
care whose
useful.
fault is it. It's very easy to say actually it's his biological mother's fault for being a drug addict and for dying
Yep.
from ODing and for marrying a deadbeat who went to jail and like completely fucked over his life, completely fucked over
Yeah.
his life. And like I could easily say that's her fault, or I could go up the line and say, oh, actually, it's the drunk driver who killed her mom and like left her sort of destitute and not really able to grasp answers. And then I'm sure that drunk driver is going to have some reason. Like
Yeah.
I think it's just like at some point you just got to go as an adult. You just kind of have to make these decisions, or else we cart you away from society.
Yeah.
And like I
Potential for change is like the real important part where it's like,
yeah, and that's like yeah, it's like what do I expect from my brother? I guess not much, because
yeah.
I could very easily say like makes a lot of sense, makes a lot of sense, makes a lot, like I feel like I'm constantly doing that with him, but
Yeah.
also like what do I expect for the rest of society to treat him? Obviously, we kind of have to
Yep.
take this guy away. We obviously have to like we can't just keep like going. Well, what are you gonna do? Well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna put him in jail. We're gonna like
Yeah.
he can't keep doing this. He can't
Yeah.
keep getting away with this. Um, I don't know.
But
Like
will
it's
you learn that your actions have
have
consequences?
consequences. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's all very complicated. It's hard, and I think I just I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
The reason why I ask is because yeah, I just wanted to know if you felt the same way that, yeah, so I agree with that. That like most, well, I guess I don't know your fucking brother, but like that's most of the time that I see people that have like my parents were obviously like I choose to handle them however I do that like helps me, which is to not talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like, that's I can also at the same time be like, I understand why. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they probably had shitty parents and they probably didn't know what to do with you, and
Yep.
they were probably trying to do their best. But it's also like okay, but does that mean that you need to live a shitty life just to sort of cater to their? I at some point you also need to go. I don't really care about whose fault it is. Like yeah, I just maybe that's the determinist in me who's like
Every
I'm
time
just
you say a word like this, I my brain goes through like a cycle of like, which one is that? What does that mean? You
oh
said moral
determinism.
realist earlier. You said determinist just now. There's another thing that you said earlier that I was like, I'm gonna have to Google this later. This
Sure, sure,
is
sure. Just
yeah.
ask me to
But you
define
can
these
still
because
do.
it's also like our audiences are probably very interested in like what the hell that means too. It's like you're not the only one who doesn't really know it. You're not alone in your
That makes sense.
and it's like
That you talk about these things all the time. I don't know.
yeah, 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 no, 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 but it's also like I have a degree in this, It's
Yeah.
like of course I know what determinism is. I studied
Okay,
it.
so what do you mean when you say it just now?
Determinism is like it's the opposite of free will. It's like the idea that like we're all sort of just determined on our little pathways,
Okay.
and that like really nothing that we do is going to change how we interact. I actually I would kind of consider myself a compatibilist, which sort of means like there's there's a lot of ways in which we're determined, but we still have free will within those choices. Like there's there is a blend that exists that I sort of believe in. But like to some degree, I would say like in almost every world, my brother is gonna continue fucking up his life because what else can you expect from someone who grew up in those places? But then I also
Right.
like I don't even know how much I believe that because it's like I worked with a ton of kids in treatment centers who had
Mhm, mhm.
worse stories than my brother and were thoughtful, kind, beautiful, like incredibly.
Well, they had different brains, so it's like who knows?
Yeah, exactly, and that's like the yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the determinist. It's like shit. How
Is
much
that
how much
what?
control really do we have in all of this?
feminist minute at the start, I was like, nobody could possibly believe in that. Philosophy is a joke. This is why does anybody do
And then
this?
you
This
said
is
it. You were like, well, they have different brains. Of course, they couldn't
no,
have
no, no,
chosen
no.
this thing.
Because I'm like, is believing in fucking mental health, is that the same thing as not believing in free will? I don't think so. But
Yeah, well, it's a big
I
challenge
guess
against
is that what people mean when they talk about these things? Is this what they're talking about?
uh largely speaking. There's a lot of criticisms against free will, like for example, conservatives
Oh,
have
we
a
have it.
tendency to believe in like pure free will, of like you
Yeah.
genuinely, like we live in a meritocracy. And obviously I'm painting with a broad brush, not every conservative
Yeah.
believes this, but this is
I was gonna say, I thought they
stereotypically.
believed that God fucking set the world out for everybody already.
No, but that you have free will with encased within it. Otherwise heaven and hell doesn't make any sense. Why
Yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
like um whatever. Classically speaking, conservative Christians tend to believe that in pure free will. And a lot of criticisms against this is you see people who are there's like a famous example of someone with like a brain aneurysm or like a brain tumor, and he literally wrote a note to the police saying, "When you find me, analyze my brain. There's something wrong," and he murdered like 3 people.
Damn.
And
That's
it's like,
crazy.
what the is like, did he huh? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like how much choice did he have in that matter? And there's a lot of cases in which people get like lobotomies, or like there's a case of like someone's like there's like a pole that went through someone's head or something, and it like fundamentally changed their personality and belief system and
Yeah.
morals. And it's like, how much of this are we choosing, and how much of this is just sort of just like determined by a bunch of squishy carbon behind your forehead? Like, that's the question between free will and determinists.
Okay. Wait, wait. Oh, hold on. So, because if you just phrase it as like the squishy stuff, then I'm like, yes, 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 yes. But if you phrase and then like circumstances and everything, I'm like, yeah, 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 that's like I am a victim to my world. I sculpt myself to fit within the
Yeah.
to be as world shaped as I can. I'm not trying to. I stole that from Hate Green. I'm not trying to like be like I need to like make sure that I fit. So then I'm like that's like, but I'm sorry. Hold on, I tangented. So I
No, no, no. Yeah, these are good questions, and if you want to know some of the answers that some people have come up with, there's some really good ones. Some of them say there's fictionalism, which is a really interesting one, which is essentially that like free will is a useful fiction that we just sort of tell ourselves that we have control, and it's important to believe that like
yeah
we actually should believe that we have control over our lives, because it seems to like um, motivate us in these like beneficial areas. It's actually one of my brothers believes this, who like one of the good ones. He's a homie, but um, yeah, that one is really appeals to some people. I tend to believe in compatibilism, which is like on a large scale, there are definitely like things that that like push you in these corners, but like on day-to-day moments, it's like you absolutely have choices. um it's like, you know, like taking care of my kid, or taking him to the day. Like I don't know. Some examples like being nice to my wife and like taking care of my kid. That's a choice
yeah
that I make. Even though I might be still locked in the same like socioeconomic bracket, even though I might still be locked in like yeah, like there's definitely like maybe some more large scale things that I don't have control over, but those small things can balloon into things that eventually become large. And
that
it's almost like a fight between those, and that tends to be what I believe.
makes sense. I think so.
Where do you
I'm
think
but
you're
the thing
going
that I'm
though?
struggling with is that I'm like I don't want to sound stupid. I don't want to sound shallow. So just know that I probably sound that way. So
Don't worry about it. We all there's
it,
no
that sounds like not interesting to me to just like it feels like people are just like okay I define free will like this I define it like that and that no do people even believe different things like that's like
yes.
but you're saying
I do think that people believe very different things. Yes. Because the question is like like if you ask a lot of people, some
yeah
of my brothers included, my psycho brother did he have a choice in that matter? They would say, absolutely. We always have a choice. We always have the ability to be better. We always have the, like,
Yeah.
yes, like, oh, sure, his deck was stacked against me. So what? My deck was stacked against me in a lot of different ways. Like, I still fucking learn to be a good person and learn to take care
Yeah.
of other people. And, like, I have a lot more sympathy for recognizing the rut that he has placed himself in was largely because there were a lot of small things that he just didn't really choose to do, and they, like, um the overwhelming environmental factors just like pushed him in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's like, and I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference, is like a lot of people are mad at him because he fucked up his, like, he's like fucking up other people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm mad. I think it's just sort of like a recognition, like, you can't be around people anymore, I guess, dude. Like, that's,
Yeah.
I guess you don't get to have children, unfortunately, because you kind of fucked up. Maybe CPS has to get involved now because
Yeah.
you are an idiot, and that's just a reality. That's just like, yeah, your mom was on coke when she had you. Your
Yeah.
brain didn't get to develop a lot of shit. I'm sorry. Like, I don't
I would
like.
say that's like it feels like yeah, free will, but then you just don't have a lot of room to make mistakes. But then I guess there you can still just objectively say like these mistakes are larger than other mistakes that other people
Yeah,
make.
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like that's the main part though, is that there's like no room to make mistakes whenever you have all these other like things working against you, and you already, I'm assuming like also, you know, being neglected at that age, like you're not gonna develop normally. Like that's like yeah.
Yeah, but I would also say there's a lot of there's not a lot of room. I don't know how to say it. It kind of works in both directions, right? It's like there's not a lot of room to make mistakes, but like there's a lot of different times where you could choose to do otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
6,
I
7.
like 7. That's so true. Yeah, usually in stuff like that, I like it sucks because I'm like, who the fuck wouldn't believe in free will? And then I'm like, anytime I see a situation like that, like from the I always zoom out and I'm like, well, I probably would have done the same shit or
Yeah,
worse. I would have done
exactly.
worse. I would have done worse
And
every
some people
time.
just
That's
don't
my
have that
thought. Yeah.
perspective. And I, like, fair enough. Like, I'm really not like, if you want to be mad at him, like, yeah, maybe that's correct. Because he really did do a
Yeah.
lot of fucking terrible things. And he really is hurting a lot of people. And if
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, I don't know. I just think anger just, it's just not useful. That's just the position I'm
Yeah.
in. Like, maybe it's better to be, I don't know. It's just like, I don't find it very productive. I don't find, like,
Yeah, the same way with a bunch of other stuff that we were talking about, where it's like it's just not good for you to
yeah.
engage in this. Yeah, I agree with that. With like that, and you fucking random death penalty. No, right? I want to say across the board, anytime do you make exceptions, but generally that's like I'm assuming based on everything else that you've said that that's like a
Yeah, I don't fucking. I actually, yeah, sorry. I'm against the death penalty, mostly because I don't
want
care.
people to be doing that at all to other people. That's
I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. If you just should be carted away from society. If you live your
yeah.
whole life. Yeah. Actually, let me say this. I am against the death. I feel like I had to figure that out for a second. Sorry. That was a little crazy. I should for sure know my position on death penalties. Yeah, no. I'm against it largely because I think that the obsession over justice is not helpful towards the
Big
victims.
agree.
Like, it's
Revenge
really,
not good. Yeah.
it doesn't say, like, you think. I saw this with my brother. Like, he was so, he's such an angry person because of all the shit that happened to him. And then, like,
Yeah.
he goes to those people and they're like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then he walks away.
Yeah.
He's like, that didn't do it. I don't feel better. Like, I was angry this whole time at you. And now they gave me what I said I wanted. And now I have it. And I
Yeah.
actually am still angry. Like, I don't think that this obsession with, like, taking care of the victims and taking care, I really don't think it's helpful. I don't think it's good. I think it's
I agree.
destructive.
I've my fucking Catholic ex I argued with this guy about that. This was the only real conversations that I had with this person. And I was like
That's so
I
sad.
went there's so many things to be said about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking and then one of the last real conversations I had with him was him begging to stay with me because he was like, I promise, baby, I don't even believe in God that much. I promise it'll be fine. We can work it out. And that's when I was like, I fucking knew it. I 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 knew it. And fucking whatever. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
So,
hilarious.
uh, so this guy was arguing to me that like it's more healthy, it will heal us if we like if he could go down and like physically hunt down somebody that wronged him, that would be the best
Yeah, that's
way to
fucking
heal. And
delusional.
otherwise he would like to just use the justice system and then get the, and he thinks, and the main thing that I was arguing about was, so you think it would be good for just the average person if they maybe had their like family member taken from them, murder, whatever, that they should be witnessing, that it's good for them and not only have a hand in causing the death penalty to be brought upon that person, but to witness it happening right then and to
To
say
be,
words to them. That's
yeah,
crazy to me that that's a thing that happens.
yeah,
And he thinks it's good. And I was like, no, I swear, I swear. And I don't
fundamentally on your
remember
side
what I
here. Yeah,
saw. There would, I don't know how, I don't remember what the data was, but I was like, no, there's a lot of people that say that they didn't feel good for so many years after they checked up on these people and they still didn't feel good. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, I hate to
oh,
like reference movies because it's probably
mhm,
not the best evidence, but like, how many movies are there of like people going on these revenge kicks and then realizing shit that actually didn't fix any of the issues? And it's
yeah,
like I resonate. I think everyone goes like, yeah, dude, I would still be pissed off. I would still like yeah, I'm really just sort of covering for the fact that my wife is gone,
yeah,
and that she's dead and someone took her away from that. And I have to grapple with the fact. Here's another thing. Um, you watch a ton of Destiny of Pisco, right?
yes,
Yeah, he and I were talking, and Pisco, we were talking about conspiracy theories, and he said this thing I really liked, where
yeah,
it's like conspiracy theories are to some degree a security blanket around the fact that like um, anyone can do a thing and fundamentally change the world and shake it. And that is a really hard thing to like grapple with. That like genuinely someone can take a gun and just shoot someone and
yeah,
fundamentally alter and change the world and like fuck over so many people and take a father away from a kid. That like
yeah,
someone could just choose to do that. And honestly, it wouldn't be that, it's really not that hard. And we're all just sort of relying on everyone agreeing not to do that
yeah,
constantly, and that like that spawns conspiracy. Like it makes so much sense that like Alex Jones went on a conspiracy theory against Sandy Hook. Oh, did I talk
yeah.
about this last time?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think I'm just repeating. Yeah, I think
But I
I'm
mean,
just
that's like I bring that up probably once a month. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a big fucking thing that happened. And for me, it was really big because fucking 4chan dad, he believed in that shit. And I
mhm.
believed in that shit when I was like 10. And I watched like a 5 hour
And you're
documentary
like,
about Sandy Hook.
how could people be so delusional?
Really, yes. And then I don't remember how, but some separate conspiracy that I watched Joe Rogan when I was that young. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I was fucked, dude. So I learned something else because these people are bootlickers too. So I was like, wait, the police work like this? Then how could this have happened? Wouldn't it just be normal for them to maybe be really scatterbrained because a fucking school shooting just happened and then maybe
right,
they just
right,
didn't write that down? Like it
right.
seems like this is just normal. And then this other thing, it seems like, huh? And then I, for separate reasons, was like, oh wow, this Joe Rogan guy does not know what the fuck he's talking about, so I shouldn't
Sure.
listen to anybody else. That, and at that time, I was like, anybody he brings on is probably. And so then he had Alex Jones on his podcast, and I was
Mm.
like, it was episode 9/11. It was like a really big event in my life. I was dating a guy that was super. That was a bit. That was my fucking Super Bowl. And then
Yeah,
afterwards,
yeah.
I was like, this guy is kind of. Was
An
it just because he
idiot.
smoked weed, or is it this guy's like retarded? I think. And then
Sure.
a lot of little moments like this that I was like, wait a second. Oh my God, this is a tangent, but I need to tell you this. This was like, I broke up with Joe Rogan this day. I was so heartbroken. I thought I learned real things about some fucking, I think it was like Atlantis or some bullshit. And I was like, that's so cool. This is the coolest thing I've ever heard. I want to learn more about this. And I go look it up and I'm like, this has all the hallmarks of a fucking thing that isn't real. I think this didn't happen. I think
What
these guys are
what was it? Do you
really just
remember?
larping along as if. Hmm?
Do you remember what this was?
Yeah, it was like having an underwater society that like used to be really advanced or something. Like it
Did you
was
say
like
this was in on the show Atlanta?
this was a Joe Rogan podcast episode. He had a guest on and he was entertaining this idea and saying, "Yeah, this sounds legit. It sounds like it could be." And this other guy was tying it to
The
like things that
fuck?
I really trusted school. I trusted anything that sounded like school. So I was like, he's talking about rocks and shit. He's talking about finding fossils or so. So I'm like, oh, that sounds
Totally.
like. And I just took him at his word. And I was like,
Yeah.
nobody would lie about something that big. I'm going to be able to Google this and it's going to come up. And I Googled it and nothing came up. And it was like right then and there. I was like, seems fake. And I remembered that day was like it was like an emotional event for me where I was like, I was so excited to learn about this thing and it's stolen from me. It's not real. And then I
Mm.
was like, I can't believe anything that this guy has ever said. And I went and rewrote everything. And then I was like, wow, I was just, damn, that sucks. And that was basically also the same time that I was like, that guy was probably not right about any of that Sandy Hook shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You really, yeah, you were a conspiracy theory for that. That is, and it's, I don't
Is a
know.
I had a bad route. I had a
No,
bad
it's
start.
get like I also feel like, man, dude, I believed in a lot of dumb shit. Like I don't know. I feel like really I really come to this place when I hear stories like that, and I think
Yeah.
about my own experience. I'm like, man, we're all so human. Like
Yeah.
we're all so like dumb and also like searching and also like trying to figure this all out and also no one knows what they're doing
Yeah.
and like thinking that we're better than other people because we figured it out. We figured a different thing out just a little bit faster than the other person even though we have different
That's me every
hangups.
month.
Yeah, I know. It's me too. It is me too.
Yeah.
And like that's like I'm part of this mess, man.
But
And
then you
like
trust everybody's intuition despite knowing faults. I know you're not saying like all the time, you definitely do. But like this is why I'm like, ooh, like this is and I obviously like my background is like super extreme or whatever. So then I'm like
well,
obviously
yeah, I'm
buddy's
not.
intuition because my intuition was that Alex Jones was the shit. So
No, well, I'm gonna push back on this a little bit because I
yeah,
that's not exactly what I mean when I say intuitions. I think I'm
okay.
referring more to just like I would
Things that more people can agree on.
I don't no I don't know how to say this because I actually don't know how much I believe this. I've entertained this a few times. I do think I do think that Joe Rogan and probably you and probably me when I was Mormon kind of knows that we're just kind of making it up. And really like there is something deep in our hearts going like hold on, you know that doesn't make sense, and us just sort of pushing that feeling away. And I do think that like when I say we should trust our intuitions, I'm actually saying listen to that voice a little bit more.
Yeah.
That like I don't know I don't know this is a recent kick of mine though.
Yeah.
Like I I
Different from yours though.
huh,
My voice is so different from yours though.
what do you mean?
And then like the voice that you're saying like you should listen to like your whatever intuition. They're like that's my intuition says abort that baby and your intuition says that's a human being.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah,
human
yeah,
being.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm like I'm conflicted on that one because
Yeah.
I go shit. I actually don't know. I actually don't. That's all I have. That's all I have actually
And then
in
it goes
this.
back to the axiom thing where you're like, I just have to take this and stick with it.
Yeah, I kind of just yeah, and I it's like all right, if enough people have different intuitions, then shit. I maybe I'm the odd man out, and that's like yeah. I don't know. That was something I was
That
telling
makes sense.
Des. Yeah, I was arguing with Destiny about this, and I was like, because I come from a linguistic background, and something that linguistics really shows is that have you ever heard of the is-ought fallacy?
Yes, but can you remind me?
Yeah, it's that like you can't derive morals from facts of the matter. If you describe situations that exist, you you can't really just assert how things should exist. Like scientists can't tell us shouldn't be politicians because all they can really describe is the way they like here's a good example. scientists can say that the Earth is warming and that could probably hurt other humans, but they can never actually claim that that's something worth doing, if that makes sense.
So
Like
when
they
you say
can't.
like they can't, when are you applying this is ought fallacy thing? When does this come up? Like
What?
you tie it to?
I feel like I was
I'm
going
sorry,
somewhere with it, and I feel like I lost the train.
fuck.
Damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
No, 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 no. That was on me. That was on me.
No, I interrupted you. This is
No, 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 no.
half
Stop. I've been
everything that
talking
happens.
way more than you.
I want to hear you talk. Obviously,
What?
I'm listening.
No, 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 no. I forgot where I was going with that. Is our
You
fallacy?
were explaining is ought fallacy.
Oh,
Do you?
hold on, hold on. I actually don't remember where this is going, but I remember the next thing I was going to say, so maybe that's helpful. Um, in linguistics, um, shit, I had this all detailed out. Maybe I can go check my notes.
Yay!
Let's see here. I have the most complicated notes on the debates. Do I have the old Destiny debate somewhere around
I should
here?
have rewatched that before talking to you because I've had that
Have you
on
seen
in the
it?
background passively. I don't remember a lot from it. I know I've seen you on Destiny before, and then apparently I didn't remember that you were fucking pro-life. So that's I don't feel confident that I remember anything from that conversation now.
Sure, sure, sure.
Clearly, I took something away from it about you, but I don't remember
Utility
fucking
of more normativity. I haven't read this one forever. I'm just gonna read my notes.
yeah. Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah.
linguistics, there's a common conversation about how it's impossible to make normative claims about language using the dictionary because the dictionary is a descriptive model. You can't prescribe how people ought to behave using models that were constructed based off of how people act. And abortion is an argument that fully relies off of people's intuitions. Yes. Okay. That's man, I'm so smart sometimes. I look at my own notes, I'm like, shit. Someone's gotta write that down because that was pretty fucking good.
I did the same thing when I reread my diary. I'm like, damn, this bitch is funny. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's uh yeah. There's a really big issue when it comes to any sort of meta ethical conversations. Um, oh, I feel like I haven't really gotten. I feel like I keep feeling this, and I talk to a lot of people about philosophy, and no one really agrees with me or seems to really resonate. This is going to be deeply philosophical. I'm sorry, like
Okay.
this is deep into the epistemology um of philosophy.
Okay.
Um, there's a weird conversation that happens often around abortion where someone goes, well, um, I've seen Steven say, you wouldn't save a fetus over a child in a burning home, right?
Yep.
So we should probably, hold on. Yeah, we wouldn't save a fetus
Yep.
over a child in a burning home. That's what your intuitions are telling you, okay?
Yep.
That's why it's okay to abort a 10-week-old fetus because your intuitions are telling you that the fetus isn't really exist. But doesn't this bury itself in itself? Because couldn't the woman that he's arguing with against say, hold on, you fucking believe in aborting a 10-week-old fetus? Clearly, uh,
Is he saying this in response to when you say
I'm
that
saying
by itself?
we only have intuitions to guide ourselves. Whenever we make ethical decisions, we're always grounding them or checking them against our intuitions because that's all we have. And we can we can shift away from them a little bit, but we can't shift like if we came up with a meta ethical system that said we should just go around murdering people, we would go, "Oh, well that's the wrong one."
Yes.
But we use our meta ethical system to decide whether or not we should murder people.
Yeah.
And so in some ways this is a useless argument. Like these are futile arguments because all we're doing is it's like we're listening to our intuitions, we're pulling information out and then we're using it to guide how we behave. And I'm like,
You trust some intuitions more than others. Like that's an important part
yes,
of this,
yeah,
right? Like
there's deeper intuitions that we should be listening to. And I do think that like I'm starting to hit the point where I'm like that's all we have and that's all we can use to guide to and that's we have to trust them.
yeah.
and like we have to like really figure out which ones are the deep intuitions and which ones are kind of the bullshit intuitions that we place there to make ourselves feel temporarily good.
Okay, so we do the okay, so do you so I feel like I can easily place like the I keep going back to like the do you believe in like what you see is probably real. People should probably also be operating on from everything else that you can tell. I don't know how to phrase the thing that
Say
I'm
that one
trying to
more
say,
time.
but
I'm
like
sorry.
there's like a base level of things that I'm like I'm sorry, hold on. Like like obviously everything technically is like an intuition. Technically it has to be. All we have is like technically, but we value some intuitions more, like we value some like way more than others.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We value
And
more
then
intuitions than
the
others.
thing that
Yeah,
weighs I think I don't want to say the most, I don't know. Oh, but like a lot I don't know how to phrase it, but like what we see, what so if I
you're
can
good. But I do
is
think
real.
there's
The
like
world is real and I know I'm seeing it and I know that you're seeing
yes, and
it.
that's a much
And
deeper intuition than just like um I don't know. I'm trying to think of like an intuition where it's like gross whenever you see a gay person
yeah, yeah.
kissing or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Like that might
So
be something that's like in you, but it's not like deep in you. That's
yeah,
probably something that's like that like really when you feel it, you're not even sure about that feeling and then you maybe like ground that you're like no, I definitely feel that feeling. And so
yeah.
you just sort of like pre-commit to it even if you don't believe it. I actually had an argument with this cuz I actually disagree with myself or I disagreed with myself 3 years ago.
Okay, okay. That
Cuz
sounds good.
I got in an argument really heavily with my philosophy teacher.
Yeah.
And we were learning she was my shit what were we, oh it was my existentialist class and she was just making it kind of had nothing to do with existentialism. We were making an argument. She was essentially saying that like violence is justified from the from someone who's oppressed to the oppressors, right? That's a
Oh,
sort of like a classic claim. And I immediately push back on this. And I'm like, how do you know if you're the oppressor
yeah,
or the oppressed? Because when I grew up, I genuinely believed that like people were going to come in and kill me because I was Christian. That like
yeah,
the government was essentially going to start stripping away our beliefs, and that they were like, you know, we were going to be there was going to be a point where we had to profess our belief or we were going to be killed, and if we professed our belief, we were going to ascend to heaven, and that
yeah,
the government was going to come to take us in the same way that like Waco, Texas, like what happened to the kids in Waco, and like this was like deeply embroiled in me and it's like gay people are like taking away our rights that like um we're gonna you know people are gonna be marrying dogs as soon as this happens and like this was deeply embedded in me and I was like I
yeah,
am the victim and I believed this and I'm looking on it now and I'm like obviously I wasn't the victim right
yeah.
three
But it was
years
all you
ago
knew,
this is
so yeah.
yeah obviously I was the victim. Does that condone violence? And she made an argument that I hated at the time, but like now I'm more reflecting on it. I'm like, actually maybe she was cooking. And
Yes.
she said no because when you're oppressed you would know. And to me I really hated that.
Damn.
I really fucking hated it cuz I was like, well I knew back then. But then I think about it and I'm like,
And now you're like everybody's bullshitting.
did
Yeah.
I really think that someone was fucking coming into the fucking church building and that the government like did I really think that or was I told that and I was like, "Whoa." Like
Yeah.
that like I don't know if I really did have that fear or if that was like injected in me and I kind of always knew that like it was maybe not that true.
Yeah.
And like it's something I've been grappling with lately that like yeah, like maybe there is maybe all philosophy is and maybe like all like ethical conversations are just like parsing that like those strong intuitions from the weak intuitions of just like
Yeah.
shit like you're gonna get invaded and you're gonna be killed for being Christian and it's like what really am I and then those deeper intuitions of like um, we should care for each other, and we should all be okay, and we should all be
Yeah.
like, we should all be happy, and we should all, everyone should be able to be eating, and everyone should be like base
Those are
like,
like the basic things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like shit that like fuck yes, like that is deeper in me
Yeah, yeah.
than hating gay people. And like I don't think if I don't think I could uproot
Me
that.
too.
Yeah, like I don't think I could uproot that like I did my homophobia, you know? Like
Yeah.
that that to me feels like, yeah, and if you, yeah, I don't know. That's I think the position I'm at right now in terms of ethics. That like
Yeah.
there is the deeper intuitions that we have no choice but to listen to, and that like we're probably implanted there because like it just leads to us working together. It leads to successful
Do
societies.
you
Like,
agree that most people are also doing that?
what do you mean?
Do you okay that so I'm trying to establish that like there's like you're saying like everything is technically an intuition and I'm trying to be like but these things are like building blocks so can we just like toss those aside and be like basically like those everybody has these like that's sure technically everything's an intuition but like these things are like everybody's going to be coming from a similar place is like something that I'm trying to do you
Yeah,
know
there's
what I'm trying
something
to say?
you're saying we should have different names for like the deeper and shallower intuitions. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about saying we should have
Okay.
names. I'm saying like
I don't know.
like okay, point earlier where I wish I could remember. There was a point earlier where I was trying to get something out of you. I don't remember what. And then I was like, you were saying like everybody has intuitions. Everything's an intuition. And then I was like, we always have to only that's the only thing we can rely on. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, but we're relying on like our senses a little more than other things. So like I don't want to treat that like an intuition, even though I know it technically is. Like that's like the thing that I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to and I think it's okay to do that because I think you're already doing it and I think everybody else already is too. I think basically everybody, even though that's like an axiom or whatever, I think basically
To
everybody's
rely
already
on our, yeah, I agree, we and that's something I think it's that I would just call that, and maybe I don't have a name for it, maybe I gotta ask. Sometimes when I'm in this position where I'm like I arrived at this position and I know other people must have come up with this idea, ChatGPT
yeah.
is really good for that. Like AI is really good
Yes!
at
Yes!
finding
It's like
that.
the history thing. It's like the amalgamation, the Frankenstein of a
Yeah,
bunch of things that yeah,
yeah, and like ask for sources and then go like I most of those
obviously.
books that I most of the books that I've bought over the last like 4 months is because I'm trying to have these conversations and then I hit a point and I'm like, I feel like I stumbled onto something good and I can't have been the only one. There must have been
Yes!
someone who
Yeah.
thought of this and figured something out even more on top of this.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I discovered like a whole branch of philosophy because, or a whole branch of mathematics because of this. That like I was like, hold on, obviously this works. There's no way I'm the only, and I wasn't. I wasn't. Of course, I wasn't the only person who came up with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know where I was going. Oh, I need to figure out exactly what I'm referring to when it comes to like these deeper
Okay.
intuitions. Um, and I do think I'm gonna go on a binge maybe tomorrow and see what ChatGPT comes up with to see if there's a good
Dude,
philosopher who has figured this out better than I
you
have.
don't use Claude? You like ChatGPT better?
I don't really care. They're both the same to me.
Oh wow. I usually have an easier time talking to Claude.
I'm also deeply anti. I think AI needs to be used responsibly, and if it can't, it's one of those like rights and responsibilities
I mean, I
things.
probably agree.
It's like we could have the right to use AI, but if we're responsible and if we're not, because this shit could be used so easily
Yeah.
for our danger. Like, and I actually got roped up in a. This was the crazy. I have this I have this I have this screenshot. I screenshotted it because I'm like, dude, I need a. Holy shit, I can't believe that happened. And I'm gonna show it to my kids once I start teaching. Like,
Yeah.
this is the danger of AI. Someone asked AI, uh, tell me how Hunter Kozak murdered Charlie Kirk, and it came
And
up
it
with
came up
like,
with
yeah,
something.
it generated all of
Ah,
this shit, and it came up with fake information about me that like
ah,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
holy shit, like
God, that's so bad. That's
it
so
was
bad.
crazy. And it was like Hunter Kozak, 24-year-old political science major, and I'm neither of those, right? But it's like, well, I'm at a college campus speaking at a political event, so it just sort of like went. That's probably who would be there.
Yeah.
That's how AI functions. Is if it doesn't have information to go off of, it sort of hallucinates information that seems to that will probably be correct. And unfortunately, probably be correct is not good enough in some circumstances.
That's crazy. That's like I don't know how I didn't think of that. That was like I've used it to also look up myself just to mostly see like as a gauge like how big of a footprint do I have on the internet right now
Sure,
and how much has AI caught up to that.
sure,
Um
yeah,
and it'll like get a little every year it gets a little more fleshed out. And then I've oh my god, for me it's so much more simple than that. That's crazy. And for me whenever I hallucinate stuff it's literally just like a
it's
different
who
age
cares,
or like
totally.
and saying that I do stuff on the internet that I said I aspire to do this one day, and then it's like she's doing this, and I'm like, I'm really not. I'm really not doing
Sure,
that
sure,
yet.
sure, sure,
Oops.
sure, sure.
So I know it's just taking like things that I've quote in like whatever words, whatever words it can find about me. Which is usually just me talking about myself so far. So
Sure.
uh
Yeah,
that's damn, that's
it's
crazy.
scary, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I I'm I'm pretty close to like AI is a really useful tool, but we might have to be throwing it away pretty soon because we just are
yeah,
not responsible with it. We don't know how to use it. We don't understand what it is.
yeah,
Um, and like, yeah, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to ban it. Unfortunately, kind of sucks that we can't be trusted with this shit, but I guess we can't.
yeah. It's honestly hard for me to have strong opinions about that kind of thing. Like it's like, okay, so I do have kind of strong opinions about some of it where I'm like, oh, this is obviously true. And then I guess the way that I'm phrasing it where I'm like, this is obviously true. It's like that sounds like it's a strong statement. So I guess I have some things like that. But whenever it comes to like what to do with it, I'm like, and if it, are we gonna I don't know. I feel like it obviously has the potential for like really, really, really bad stuff. And then I'm just like, I don't know how and in what way it's gonna go bad where there's so much potential for so many different things that I don't even like I couldn't even like think of some of the problems that I've heard about happening like back whenever it first started. Like I couldn't have even thought about all of these issues with like the governments using it for different I didn't even think about that. I was just like people
Mm-hmm.
are gonna the lawyers are gonna like I thought of that. And then I was like, fuck, all of the politics around different companies being owned by different people. This is so fucked. All of this is fucked. I I've never heard somebody say it outright like that. We need to take it away, but like I don't feel strongly against that. I'm just like, yeah, if they do that, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
I won't.
as a teacher, I'm going to be going pretty hard against it. And if I find
Yeah.
like I'm going to be excited to find it. I'm going to fail them so fast. I'm going to feel so good about it. Like I'm excited.
Gonna
I'm
tell.
already considering like ways to fuck with them where like like you'll put like white font on the instructions. So if they just
Yeah.
like copy and paste the instructions, like say the word pineapple three
And it
times really
puts it
quick,
in the
and then it
yeah.
throws it in there, and then so you're like, and because they're not catching because they're fucking idiots because they just go
Yeah.
and like
Autopilot,
yeah
yeah.
maybe the smarter kids will see it and go wait hold on I didn't see that in the prompt, they'll delete it, they'll be more careful. Why does it keep mentioning pineapples? um but like I'm gonna catch some dumbass and I'm gonna feel so good about failing him, and I might fail him from the class, and I I'm I'm excited for for the parents to be mad at me. Like I'm excited for me to tell them that your kid is brainless and is using a chatbot to think for them because they don't have a brain big enough to figure it out themselves. And
Yeah.
I really get off on the idea. This is my fetish. This is my little kink.
Yeah.
I get off
I will
on
not kink
people
shame
being
you.
mad at me. I was I like I'm such a sarcastic and like when I teach, this actually just happened today, and I was raging about it all day. I was like, I'm a
Yeah.
really sarcastic person, and I was like doing this lesson when I was teaching, and everyone was like, "Oh, what a neat lesson." I was making it very interactive, and I was like, clearly, like I was like, quick question: are there wrong answers? And they're like, no. I'm like, wrong. Of course, there are wrong answers, dummies. Like that, and like some people would give answers. I'm like, wrong answer. Everyone bully that kid, and like I would say that out loud, and everyone was like laughing. Everyone was having a good time, and then at
Yeah.
the end, one of the guys, he was like, I have a criticism, and I go, oh boy, let's hear it. Come on. And he goes, I just think I really just think you shouldn't really be using that kind of language because you really don't know how other people feel. You really don't. And I'm like, look, I need to tell you something. I didn't actually tell this to him. I went, oh, good point, because he couldn't bear to hear it because he's too fragile of a human being to listen to the correct truth. But the correct truth is that I'm right and he's wrong, and that one day when I'm a better teacher than him, he's gonna look back on himself and wonder why I'm a better teacher than him, and wonder why none of the kids like him when he seems to be facilitating their. Anyway, this is all to say, I get off on him hating me. I really felt good about him hating me because I know he was wrong. And I feel good about parents hating me for like failing their kid for using AI. Like I really do
It's a sign that
enjoy
you're
it.
doing the right thing. I
It really like
understand.
it really fuels me. Like it really like
Judge me by my
I'm like,
enemies.
yes, yes, judge me by my enemies. Look at these idiot parents who hate me. Thank God I took a stand for something and they hate me.
Yeah.
I really do feel impassioned about it, and I'm like, because everyone's so conflict averse, and the teachers, they're like, someone's like, imagine a parent emails you, and everyone felt like dread, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
already hate them. Why are you bothering me? Fuck you. Like
You're not the student. Why am I talking to you?
yes, I feel impassioned. I feel impassioned by it, and I don't know, like it's something that I know will carry through me, and so I like because everyone's like, how is burnout not going to happen? It's like I'm fueled by the anger of parents, and that's going to
That's one
keep
of
me.
the fundamental hunter parts.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's deep in me. Is like people getting mad at you. Shit, that's gonna feel really good. Like when you know you're right, when you know you're right, and they get mad at you, I'm. I just get excited by it.
Just because you're based. I have to go
True. Yeah,
pee,
me
and we've been
too.
talking for like 3 hours.
I
You
know.
want to call it a night?
Let's call it a night.
I want to talk again.
Let's
Let's talk
do
again
it.
some other time.
I'm
Okay.
down. Anytime.
Yes, I will. I need to. I need to chew on these things. I will come back. I will be back.
We can talk about other stuff. We don't have to talk
Obviously,
about
yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, I like everything we've been talking about, so I don't.
Cool. Fair enough.
But if you want to, like, I don't
Valid.
care.
No, no,
Like,
no, no,
that's
no, no. I this is my bread and butter, but I also like I am super comfortable with saying this is something that I spend a lot of time thinking about, and that's
yeah,
why I feel really comfortable here. And if there's something that you have a lot of information about and you want to chat about, and you just want to hear an idiot's perspective because I haven't been thinking about it,
yeah.
that's always cool. Let's do it.
I can always yap about. I have like a big like. I want to make like a. I don't know exactly what medium I think a video.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about my job more. And it would
Sure.
be useful to talk to you because you already have a lot of words for things that are in my head, even if you don't agree with them. So,
Sure. Sure.
um, yeah, that could be useful. But no, this is like I've been accumulating a lot of people that want to like play video games with me
Mm-hmm.
and think that I talk a lot. I'm sorry, I love you, my friends. I love you. I talk a lot. Like I want to like bounce off with people more, and I'm just bad at attracting people like that. I don't know how to get people like that around me. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
feel
how
like you
to
always dominate the conversation.
something like that, or like it always goes a certain way. I don't know how to.
Sure. So I'm so
Uh,
assertive that it's a nice.
uh, but yeah, more like you said, it's like your bread and butter. Like that's like um, it's just like a bunch of different things about like the way that I socialize that like makes it go a certain way that I don't get a lot of opportunities to like talk to people about stuff that I think about like this. This is me and Claude. This is like I don't this is me in my diary. And I want
Sure.
there to be other human beings involved in this conversation because I've been doing
Sure,
this by
sure, sure,
myself for too
sure.
long.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it. No, yeah, let's do it. Let's I don't
Yeah.
know when, but we'll do it. We'll do it another time.
Yeah, sometime soon. I gave up on that Friday thing, by the way. I hate scheduling. I know
What
it's
Friday
good as a
thing?
content creator to like, I was like, I'm gonna talk about like things on Fridays and then all the other days.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm not
committed yeah, cuz I did the same thing cuz I was like I'm going to do debates
really.
every fucking day from 2 to 4. And then that lasted a week and I was like I'm going to do every Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4. And then I went no, I'm not.
Yeah. By now, I basically just decided like
It's
whenever
just
I
like,
schedule, and if I could schedule it within the next 24 to 48 hours, that's probably the best. Like I'm not going to worry about days or anything like that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I really realized that like streaming is something that can make me money while I'm in college, but I'm really not going to do this for much long. It is a lot, and it's a lot of fucking stupid drama, and it's a lot of
Yeah.
I hate how flexible everything is. Like sometimes pay is really good for like two
Yeah.
weeks, and you're like, holy shit, that was so easy. I could do this all the time. And then a month goes by, and you made $30 that month, and you're like, where the fuck
Yeah.
did all that money go? What
You
the
can't like make
hell?
decisions off of that. So it's like, yeah, it's
What?
kind of hard
How
to
do I make this
implement.
consistent? I don't know. I don't get it. Is it should I be searching for the average between these 2 months, and then the
Yeah.
next month happens, and you make like 10 grand in a month, and you're like, what the hell? Let's
My
do
thing
this
is
all the
like a little
time.
consistent because everybody you can always I always have a wait list and then I get to choose the price and then it's pretty much however much I work and then I know my output. So like I have some consistency there, but like I by the time that I met you, like I'm a big popular Twitter person. I
Yeah,
had like a big there was a big arc where I already felt like the shit when I had like 10K. And I was like
sure, sure.
I stayed there for a really long time and then I was like analyzing every little event that made anything like go up.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and then that was like yeah, I just realized that like there's some things that like I mean there's things that I can identify, but like there's I algorithms be damned. That's just sometimes it chooses you.
100%.
Um
It's
And
yeah.
to me, it feels like it's just a life event now where I'm like a few times a year, it chooses me and I can't plan around it.
100%. A
It's
hundred
nice when it
percent.
happens.
Totally. And that's I mean, I'm making TikTok videos, and like sometimes they'll just hit 1 million views, and I'm like,
I saw your
where the
pinned one was
fuck did that come
huge.
from?
Yeah.
Like, what? Can I do that again? And then I hit another one, and it's like, no, no, it
Yeah.
won't happen again. What was my pinned
Yeah.
one? I don't remember. Anyway,
But
I have
just doing
TikTok
it
does three
consistently
pinned,
and
so I do three
dealing with
different.
the rejected.
What?
Oh, I was talking about the first one, I think.
What's
Um
this one? Oh
I mean
yeah,
I
yeah,
assume
yeah.
you pinned
Funnily
all the
enough,
ones
it's
with
the
mega views, so
well, it's the it made a weird life of its own because
yeah.
it's a conversation about the statistics behind trans shootings, and I made
Yeah.
that before the Charlie Kirk debate.
And then all the yeah.
Well, it was big
That is a
already.
life of its own. That's a
It
funny way to
got it
describe
got
that,
two
yeah.
separate lives. It got the first
Yeah.
life when it just originally happened. It was already like one of my biggest TikToks, and then
Really?
yeah, because then I was
Oh,
like, oh well, I
wow.
clearly know a lot about this, and clearly are people are interested in it. I should ask Charlie that
Oh my
because I
god. So
know the
that kind
data.
of like led to that in a way. That's crazy.
I
Well, not
know.
led to, but it's also an indicator that that was a thing
Yeah,
that was on your mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then I think people figure it out because they look at this and they're like, holy shit, this was the preamble to what I saw.
That is fucking
So
crazy.
then it
That's
gets a
I wouldn't get
second life.
that shit if I was on TikTok too. That
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Damn. That's a crazy soup of things to pop off. I'm always like thinking about these different traits that could make a post of mine pop off and then in different industries I'm always like, "Ooh, I bet that one popped off because of this." And then that's
Hmm.
a I'm already my brain is like, "Oh my god, that just checked like 10 boxes. That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah. It
crazy."
got pretty big. I think it hit. I think it hit 1 million likes. I don't. Maybe not. Maybe I'm over. Oh no, it didn't.
I don't know about likes. I saw the views. It was like 2 million or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That pays pretty well, low key. But
I
then,
hope that all those things will passively serve you forever.
they won't. They barely lasted 6 months or 8 months or
Okay,
whatever.
but by passively, I mean it's really like nothing to speak of even because I'm thinking like when you put media on the internet and then it keeps monetizing itself over time, even if it's like one person a month that fucking whatever. Well, for
Yeah,
me,
but
it's
it's like
my threshold is
sure, but
different.
it might be
But
like $1 a month. You know,
oh,
like
well, yeah. I mean, as you keep making more content, it'll be more like that. But if you're saying that you don't even enjoy it that much as like a
I
hobby because of
yeah.
the spaces
Well, I'm
shit,
I'm
then
hitting a point where I'm like, I really want to be done with this all. And it's like it's just
yeah,
too good of an income. It's probably better than a part-time job, and I don't want to do a
yeah,
full-time job while I'm in college. So for the next year I'll be doing this. But like I really hate surfing the algorithm. It's like it is
yeah,
miserable. And it's like it clearly, I know that it incentivizes me to make worse conversations, and that's really what I hate the most about
Yeah.
it. Is
And
like
it's not. No, no, no. What are you saying?
just the dumbest things I talk about, and they get huge, and I'm like, what the fuck, you guys, for talking?
Yeah.
Why did
They'll
you like
incentivize you to
this?
do stuff that's like not good for fucking you either. So I assume it's the thing that people would love to hear you talk about the most is probably not the thing you want to fucking talk about. So
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah,
yeah,
because I really committed. Something I have been hitting is a video a day. For the last
that's
like
good. That's a lot.
2 months, I've been doing that, and like sometimes I'm really reaching, and I know I'm
Yeah.
reaching, and sometimes the reaching is like the ones that do the best, or sometimes it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm talking about something so high end or so like philosophical that
Yeah.
people don't really know what I'm talking about, and I'm not exactly making it clear enough. And all the
Yeah.
comments are, "What the fuck are these guys? Is he talking about?" And that's what gets me big, is because everyone's commenting on my stuff. So
Yes.
the algorithm's
Yes.
like, "Oh shit," and I'm like, "This isn't worth it. I don't want this. This isn't what I want to
Yeah.
be doing." And now I'm like, should I be purposefully obtuse? Should I purposely try to be confusing so that people are like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yes,
It's
and then the whole job is like trying to find ways to still be a good person
oh
while like,
yeah,
how do I, because you can get things to make them comment that are also like harmless and not, you know,
totally.
it's so it's yeah, I
But
understand
I just
completely.
don't. I think I hate playing the game, and I've kind of
Yeah.
chosen like I'm not going to be playing that game. I'm not going to be given in to just like whatever I
Yeah.
see is going to be big, and so I choose not to do that. And then it fucks up my income, and I go fuck. I don't want to do this. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I and I think less of. I don't know. No, I don't think there's definitely people who are doing it right. I work.
Yeah.
I a good. I've got some really good friends who are, I think, really making some really good content, but they found niches that I just haven't been able to enter. I'm gonna yeah, shout out. I don't know if you know Josiah. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
I love Josiah is one of my best friends. He
Really?
yeah
Because you said you started Live and Learn with him, right? In Pisco.
yeah, me and him started out in the trenches. We started doing TikTok debates forever ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just like
Wow.
both of us with like 5,000 followers, and then he jettisoned past me.
That's yeah, I was gonna
Jettisoned.
say he's fucking he's
He's
big.
still a great buddy of mine, and we still chat every once in a while. Adam Mockler's another homie of mine.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Yeah, no, there's definitely people who are doing good things, and I trust to be make. I've had conversations of Adam with like Adam like behind the scenes, like without the cameras on, and he is such a
Yeah.
fucking genuine person who like is
Mhm.
really trying to make conversations be good and thoughtful and like caring, and I really trust him. I really stand behind him, and I don't know, just the way there's like I don't want to get into specifics because they're a little like there was one like really controversial topic where we kind of knew that the left was having a really poor reaction to it, and he was talking about the small things that he was trying to do without isolating his audience, without like feeling like they were betrayed, and like slowly pushing them in the right direction when he kind of knew that he was maybe contributing. He was so conscious about all of it, and like really I don't know, I trust that guy to the end and
Yeah.
back. I love him.
He seems like a good guy. My world is
Shout
filtered
out
through
Mogler.
Destiny. I don't know many things that aren't on that good stream unless it has to do with like fucking
Sure.
video games, my dolls or anything. So I know yeah, I know Josiah because he's on Destiny. I know Mockler because he's on Destiny. I don't
Sure,
know.
sure,
I don't know
sure.
what else they're doing out there in the world. I whenever I saw Adam go on his the Destiny show, when I saw him go on his shit, I was like, that this guy seems like his camera looks nice. He's well spoken. How do I not know who this guy is? And then that was when I started realizing, like, wow, I'm out of touch. There are big guys out there doing big things that I don't know. And I think a lot of it, well, I just don't cruise around on YouTube as much as whatever other people. But then I also don't like, well, I do. I watch my own shit. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
But that I don't use TikTok. I've never really, and I keep feeling like TikTok is like in the same way that Twitter, like at some point, like I kind of just forced myself to get on there because I was like, this is where the people are. I feel
Yeah,
like TikTok is like where the people are now.
yeah,
And like I'm like
but it's
missing
not
so
good.
many.
There,
Yeah.
it's a bad place. But also,
I mean, yeah.
I'm so polarized against all social media right now. I'm so like, it's corrupting us. We need to
Yeah.
tear this shit down.
Makes sense
None
you
of
don't
it's
want to like
good.
have it be your job, then
Yeah, I do think like to some degree it's like I'm that farmer who's like who's like killing cows and it's slowly destroying my soul.
Aw.
And I'm like I
I
need to
don't think
stop
it's bad
doing
at
this.
all. I know why you feel that way. It makes sense because you're saying that you're like incentivized, whatever, and then the videos are doing the best or whatever, whatever. But like I think that you're like a really good force out there. You're a good voice. You're hashtag inspiration for me or whatever. So it's like I think you're
I don't know.
you probably did a bunch of good events out there from the content that you already made. So if you just wanted to pass the torch on to other people will do it.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's
But
fine.
I have to pee and
Everything will
my
be fine.
camera's falling.
Okay.
So
I'm going to say bye.
this will be
Thanks
it
so
for me.
much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm excited to
Love
talk to
talking
you
to you.
again about
Mhm.
anything.
All
Okay.
right. Bye.
And good night to my stream. Good night to your stream. Bye. I'm Mooks. I'm Mooks. I'm
I'm
Rar
Hunter E.
Moxie.
Kozak. Follow me on TikTok because you know that when I'm making the videos, you can see the behind the scenes where I fucking hate making them, and I kind of interesting.
um
I don't know.
yeah, go follow his TikTok and he has YouTube also. I don't know if I have them linked in the description right now. I'll have them be linked though
Mm,
later. And my thing, I do I'm allowed to say what I do on your thing. That should tell you what I do in and of itself. But yeah, my YouTube is Rar Moxie.
mm,
And yeah, my website is mooks.gg. It's a forum. It's like an old school forum, and I want more people to come talk to me about literally anything on it. So,
mm.
uh,
Yeah, but follow me.
yes,
All right.
like, subscribe,
Thanks
follow.
for coming.
Okay, bye, good night.
Bye.
Okay, I will also leave from here.